How are we doing, everybody? Get your grumbles out. Get your grumbles out of your body. Okay, yeah, that's a good way to start a stream. Congratulations to everybody who's watching the VOD later on, and that's the first fucking thing you hear as soon as you click on the video. Bet you're having a great time! You might notice that I am in a bad mood. I am in a kerfuffle. I am upset. My face is all red because of it. That is not because of sunshine that I have acquired that has burned my entire body in its crimson flames. That is because I am upset. I have a Heineken Zero. No alcohol in it because I'm a puss! And definitely not anything else. Definitely not anything we talked about on the stream multiple times before. So, why are you mad, human boy? Why are you stupid and dumb? Well, there's a lot of reasons for all those things. But my server, you'll notice that a little companion of mine is missing. Anyway, little companion of mine, Scryerbot, is missing. Little Scryerbot Areno is offline again because the web hosting service I use sucks ass. So we are ditching them. I'm getting a different web hosting service. I will deal with that after the stream. I just have not had the time at all because I've been super fucking busy to sit down for a couple hours and set all this shit up on another hosting service. But it went down again this morning and I was just over it. So they had a Discord I used to be a part of, and then I left it for obvious reasons, but I unsubscribed from them. So Vermin League, if you're trying to queue either here or in the Warhammer 2 thing, it's going to be down until the end of the stream. And I promise you, right after the stream is over, I will grab lunch. I will sit down with my lunch, and I will get the new bot hosting service up. I'm going to do that as soon as the stream's done. I promise. Promise. Aside from that, what we're actually here for today, it's 2v2 time. It's time to find ourselves a 2v2. So, Queden's hosting one. I have it pulled up here. On challenge, looks like we had 6 teams check in today. That's pretty standard turnout for these things. And, Warhammer 2, 2v2, land battles. Not a lot of crazy rules. I know this one is the hardest for people to remember, as it's 3 SE per player, 2 SEM, and then 6/4 per team. Other than that, usually pretty easy and fine. Kiara and Race versus Berserk and Commandinner. That could be a good game. I might go check that one out if they're around. We don't get to see a lot of Kiara on the channel, but she's always around, so it'd be good to actually get some spectator stuff. Done over there. As for the teams today, Queden and Grumpy Guard, Llama 13K, Mr. Teufel, Urasis and Swarv, Jixie and Sergio, Kiara and Race, or Berserk and Commandinner. Unironically, I think whoever wins this one right here is my favorite for the tournament. I like both of these teams a lot. Commandinner's been playing a lot recently. He had a brief period where he was playing kind of like shit, but recently he's picked it back up again and is playing better. Berserk has won the tournament on my channel. He won the Warhammer 2 one. He got to the finals of our Warhammer 3 one where he fought me. So he's also been a Giga Chads. They're huge, but Raced and Kiara are no one to fuck around with either. So I think this is going to be the most hotly contested one. And we'll start off with it. Start off with a bang. Sound good? Sounds good. Happy Father's Day out there to anybody in a country that celebrates that today. Hey, Rusty. Pure Rage Cypher? Hell yeah. Challenge barely works? Yeah. That's why people want Total Tavern to be really good, is because Challenge is not an amazing product. But Total Tavern's still a work in progress, so. Excuse me. We are here with Berserk and Commandinner. What's the first map? Oakenhammer? Okay. And then Queden has these pre-picked factions, so what do we have today? Queden, Grumpy Guard, High Elves, and Lizard Men. Kiara and Raced, Skaven and High Elves. Gotta root for the Skaven. Urasis and Swarv, Greenskins and Wood Elves. Llama, 13k, and Mr. Teufel is Dwarves and Skaven. Ooh! Ooh, that would be nice. Berserk and Cummerdinner is Sartosa and Dwarves. Huh. And then Jixie and Sergio is Skaven and Dwarves. A lot of Skaven today! Let's go! Half the people brought Skaven, and that's what we like to see. That's the good stuff. That's the good shit. Okay. I'll message, who was it? Teufel. Queden knows, but Queden's here. Obviously, don't start the semifinals without me. Some tournaments, I say, play the semifinals without me, but the 2v2s are small enough that we're obviously not doing like a 6-hour stream or something. It's only when the tournaments are longer and I start casting them from the start that I'm like, play the semis without me, because we got to get the shit going. I'll message Mr. Teufel and make sure they don't start the other semi without me around. Don't start your game without stream, please. FYI. Speaking of, we're in Warhammer 2, and I'm talking about Mr. Teufel. Mr. Teufel has been hosting a Faction War sign-up for later in the month on the Warhammer 2 Discord that Zypher made. If you go over there and check that out, it's pinned in the tournaments chat. You can go sign up for that. Throw your hat in the ring. It's just for fun. Don't worry. If you're like, oh, but I'm not like Alfredino. Well, 1, Alfredino didn't sign up, and 2, who cares? Just play. Just play. Doesn't matter. Is Kiara allowed to play Undivided? In Game 2? You know what? I will allow Kiara to play on Chaos Undivided in Game 2 whenever she wants. Whenever she wants. Yes, she can play Undivided in Game 2 in any of my tournaments. This is official. The site the Korean qualifier used was great. That's good. It's Father's Day. Call your dads, you and greats, after the stream. That's where Grace and I, so I didn't do this bot stuff I was complaining about yesterday. I traveled home to Mankato, took Grace with me, and visited both sets of my parents, because my parents are separate. So I have a wonderful stepfather and a father, who is also wonderful. That was not to imply a wonderful stepfather, and then, the other one. No, I visited both my parents. They were lovely. And then today, on actual Father's Day, Grace was going to be with her dad. So I went over there for a bit, talked to them for a while, and they were making kind of a brunch, but it is noon here now, so to get home and get up in time for the stream and stuff, I had to leave. But I hung out with her dad for, 2 or 3 hours. They're lovely people. And now we're here. So then after this, I will get our bot set up on a new service. I promise, 100%. We're going to do that. And then I got to go to work tonight. And it's all busy. Next week. Here's the thing. Thursday, I am leaving to go to Colorado for Grace's friend's wedding. I will be back Sunday early. If Queden does not get someone to host his other 2v2, I possibly will be home in time to cast that. I cannot guarantee that whatsoever. Queden, if you are listening to this, you should definitely still try to find another streamer. But if things fall through, I might possibly be back in time for that. That being said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will have no stream. Sunday, we'll have a 2v2 stream of Warhammer 3. If I'm home, someone will have that stream for Queden, somebody. That is going to count for the Vermin League. The Vermin League is our Warhammer 3 Land Battles League where there will be a playoffs, right? We're going to count that as Tournament 9. Your placement in that tournament will give you points. Cool. Then, whenever patch 1.3 launches, I will host another Vermin League. After that's going to be playoffs. And I have some sources that say patch 1.3 is coming sooner rather than later, though even they can't confirm that when it's happening. But so there will be no Vermin League tournament next week. And as for streams next week, what do I actually have? D&D, Genesis. Those are both nighttime things. So I could do daytime streams the 20th and 22nd. 20th I have to work. 22nd I have to work too, so they'd be afternoon, but still. 21st I have open, so I'll probably do a nighttime stream the 21st. I don't know. So I'll have streams 20th, 21st, 22nd. One of those will be a Warhammer. I'm betting the other two will probably be Command & Conquer, because I haven't played that in a while and I really want to get back into it. And then I'll be gone for 3/4 days. Okay? All right? We all good? Channel update complete. Congratulations. Human Boy, this is a bad idea. Enjoy your free time. No! I refuse. Do you think Undivided will be allowed in IE? Maybe with a bigger pool of factions containing enough counters? Harabek, honestly, maybe. Maybe. Because the main reason Undivided is not allowed right now is twofold. One, Be'lakor is not balanced compared to all the other lords that are currently in Game 3, right? And two is Undivided has a lot more options to do things than the other rosters, and it's because the rosters are so shitty and limited that Undivided is unfair. So we'll have to see how, when the IE factions come out, how Undivided performs or how the other Chaos factions perform. Because I suspect that Nurgle and Khorne, especially in land battles, are going to be pretty fucking bad. And Slaanesh is going to be like heavily counter pick or don't pick. So, I don't know. Maybe demons will have a niche. Maybe. Really hope Undivided is never allowed unless Be'lakor gets major changes. If that 2v2 will have a Skaven in their team, that possibly she'll turn into a certainly. You just got patch 1.2. Triggered. Kiara's triggered. Not allowing Undivided in multiplayer is literally false advertisement. Well, yeah. Right now it's hard because they're just better at a lot of things than some of the other factions. But it's not that Undivided is OP. Be'lakor is. Be'lakor specifically is OP. Undivided as a roster isn't OP. The problem is how ridiculously underpowered all the other Chaos rosters are, except for Tzeentch. But like, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and Khorne are all pretty pathetic, and Undivided just fixes their problems. But then that essentially brings it down to like a 4-faction game. Well, 5. If you allow Undivided, it's like, why would you ever pick Nurgle, Khorne, or Slaanesh? Ever. They need 5 DLCs only for them to be competitive against Warhammer 2 factions. I agree. JG. Yo, how you doing? Bella is worse than the Tzeentch one, trust me. I've never had a Tzeentch one solo carry a game against me. Be'lakor has. Alright. So Kiara's in here. Raced is in here. Now we can actually talk about the matchup. Skaven and High Elves is an interesting 2v2. I'm trying to think about how they pair up. Coast and Dwarves is pretty obvious. There's 2 ways you can tackle a 2v2. I'm not sure which is best. I'm just saying there's 2 ways to tackle a 2v2. You can either compensate for each other's weaknesses, or you can double down on strengths. And Dwarves and Vampire Coast is one of those. It's the double down on your strengths. Both of them are really strong shooting factions. Both have really high leadership, if you factor in the fact that undead are, like, unbreakable. You know what I mean? They crumble, right? But they don't run. And Dwarves don't run because they're sturdy. So it looks like Berserk and Commodender are going all in on the, we want to pretty much box and shoot you out. Probably. Raced and Kiara, Skaven and High Elves, that's the other one, where it feels like High Elves are going to try to make up for Skaven's lacking, and Skaven are going to try to make up for High Elves lacking. High Elves don't have good chaff, don't have incredible artillery options, and they don't have good monstrous infantry. Skaven have all 3 of those. What Skaven don't have is cavalry of any kind or flying threats. High Elves have both of those. So we have the 2 different styles of crafting a 2v2 against each other here, and I'm curious which will win. That's why not having the Undivided is kind of stupid. They won't be unfair against Empire or Skaven for sure. Yeah. Like I said, we'll have to see how the Game 2 factions work against Game 3, but I would not be shocked if Undivided was allowed after Warhammer 2 factions get added in, just because the demon... My personal speculation is that Slaanesh, Nurgle, and Khorne are going to be unplayable once the Warhammer 2 factions are there. Like, they'll only possibly be a counter pick. But even then, most of the counter picks are going to be like, your opponent picked Khorne. Okay, well, just pick Nurgle and get a free win. But again, I think both of those factions are going to be pretty bad when Warhammer 2 gets added. I don't think they'll be bad forever. They just need DLCs. But that's a long time coming. Is Be'lakor Siggy 2.0? Nah, he's a caster. He's more like Zarthoriel, but he's actually really good at melee. They didn't give all demons, marauders, chaos warriors to them. They're just a reskin. Like, come on. Yeah, Demons of Chaos. That's one of the points Kiara tries to make a lot. And, like, she has points. Like, nobody's pretending that Kiara doesn't have any points. That, like, Demons of Chaos don't have any chaff, really. They have Nurglings, I guess. But they don't have any of the Marauders. I don't think they have Spawn, either. Nice to see a 2v2 tournament in Total Warhammer 2. Yeah, Queden hosts a ton of these. His server's in the description if you want to join up. Join any of the future ones or just know when they're coming. Might be how it works. Undivided might be the only demon faction worthy of being picked. Yeah. Get to it already? I don't know what's taking them so long. I mean, they haven't done 10 minutes of their builds yet. I've been watching. Kiara got here after a while, so there was a bit of a delay. Lots of rats in tournament. Yeah, we love it. Be'lakor is flying Toroks with spells. Do you think the respective demon princes being added to the monogod rosters would work well? Oh! That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I like that. I don't hate it. The Chaos faction seems to them fun. Boy, custom Legendary Lords and custom multiplayer tournament when? Hammond tried to host one of those. It unfortunately had a very low turnout. Unfortunately. And also... Alright, sorry. Kiara's asking me if their build's allowed, but Warhammer 3, again... has its issues, but one of the things that really improved was the lobbies. You could tab around to whoever you want. Zep beat me to it. Skaven plus High Elves. Skaven compensating for High Elves existing at all. That's funny. Alright, Kiara sent me a thing. Boop, boop, boop. Hang on. I don't think... yeah. Kiara has a build issue they're trying to clear up, and I gotta find the exact thing. Hold on, let me pull that up. Skaven. Yeah, limit 5. Okay. There, cleaned up a quick build thing. Warhammer 2 tournament, 20 people watching. Warhammer 3 on average, 10 people watching. I see this is an absolute win. Yeah, the Warhammer 2 content's been performing a lot better than the Game 3 stuff. And also a lot more people are playing it, but we're doing a mix of both. Because also a lot of different people play it. There's not a ton of crossover I've seen in my tournaments when I host 2 versus 3. It's like Zep plays both, Raced plays both. Coops sometimes plays both, mostly just plays when he can. But it's a very different population that plays Game 2 and 3. And also I don't want to get so out of touch with Game 3, which is why I still host Game 3 stuff, is because eventually IE will come out, and then I'll still need to know what I'm talking about with Game 3. And that's one thing, again, not to throw shade at other streamers, just being real for a second. With this whole CA thing where they hosted, let's host this big tournament and get a bunch of big streamers in here. Sure, they don't play just Total War Warhammer, but they play a bunch of other shit. Turin is one of the few that I've listened to that actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. And that can get really irritating for me. Is like this person just commentating on something and they're like, oh, Chaos Warriors of Khorne should lose to a Skaven slave in melee combat because the Skaven slaves there's a lot more of them. And I'm like, what are you, on drugs? Qualifier hosted by tournament reached 1K and still has less than 10% of his audience. I don't know. It's not my fault most tournaments happen when I'm at work. I know, Coops. I was saying you can play. Yeah, you play when you can. I have wrong fruit rolls. Link from challenge says variant. At arms and men arms shield. Which is dumb, but true. Sorry, they're asking me about a specific unit limit, and I'm answering their questions on the side. Sorry about that. I know, Queden. They're done with their builds, they're just asking me about a specific unit. Turin knows his Warhammer 3 stuff, the Warhammer 2 one was rough. Yeah. Zypher, I agree. I agree. Sometimes, and people talk to me a lot about the Even Star thing. My builds weren't memes. I played them plenty. Even Star, the first game was weird because he took 2 Blood Knights, which you usually don't see in the Skaven matchup. Then with those Blood Knights, I could only nuke down one with the Dread 13th, and the other one punked my Rat Ogres really hard, and then Gorich was left without Rat Ogre support. But that Greenskin thing, he was saying the Orc Boar Chariots were a spicy meme pick, and I'm like, what? They've been meta for a very long time in Warhammer 2. They were really good towards the end. I don't know what happened where they got stuck on the zombies. That was very strange. But no, double Orc Boar Chariot was extremely meta for the last few months, but Turin wasn't playing much the last few months, so we didn't know that. But on Warhammer 3, I was trying to say is CA getting all these people that haven't played a ton of multiplayer, they're like campaign players or whatever, to host their multiplayer events. And then they're like, their commentary is, oh, look at the action figures slamming into each other. And I'm like, you don't know what units beat what instinctively. You don't know what units cost instinctively. You don't know the speeds. You don't know the capture weights. You don't know any of this shit. Like, why are you hosting this? You don't know what's going on. It's not your fault you don't know what's going on. You just shouldn't have been picked for this. And before, in case someone's like, wow, salty streamer that he didn't get picked, bashing the other streamers. Yeah, I'm pretty salty I didn't get picked because I've played their fucking game. I know what does what. Let's get some fucking randoms in here. Don't know what they're talking about. All right. Triple gold chevron slaves can take down Be'lakor in about 10 seconds. Yeah. Slaves are Chad. They go into battle in loincloth. Turin is a godsend to the PvPers in CA. Yeah, Turin's that nice hybrid of he does a lot of different games, but he still usually knows largely what he's talking about, and he's very good. He's actually very good at the video games he plays. What exactly was he saying while casting? Are you talking about the Warhammer 2 thing? Is that... Because that was just he kept calling things memes that weren't memes. The meta had just shifted since he had last been involved in Warhammer 2. Yeah, the Orc Boar Chariots weren't memes. They were extremely common in a lot of matchups. Sometimes you feel he doesn't have a good grasp on the game, at least for domination. Have you heard about Hoshinshin? He was a LoL streamer, but recently started playing and streaming a lot of Warhammer. He also has, on average, around the same viewership. Co-op? I know I knew Hashinshin from LOL, and I know he was a pedophile. If we're talking about the same guy. Yeah. Okay, well, it wasn't confirmed that he was a pedophile, but after he got accused of it, he stopped streaming LOL for a long time, and all the other streamers started hating on him, so I don't know. But, yeah, I'd have to look into it. He was pretty big in LOL, though. He was a pretty big force. What are we looking at here? Oh, Coops. Yeah, I also wish that. Yeah, Hashinshin, I can go back into that. But yeah, he used to groom, like, Tobias Fate? No, I didn't hear anything about him. But I thought Hashinshin, like, groomed underage girls and, like, would message them after stream. And then they'd be like, oh my god, it'd be so nice to meet you. And then, like, you know, they'd go and, like, you know, do the illegal. Yeah. It's all okay. To be fair, it's all Twitch hearsay. Like, I don't know the fucking guy. I wasn't there. I just know what I hear on the internet. And the internet's a wild fucking place. So you could tell me that's incorrect, and I would be like, all right. Probably is. I don't know. That's funny. All right, what do we got here? I gotta cover these builds. I'll catch up with chat in a second. So the gutter runners, what we were talking about off stream, is Kiara had 6 and you're allowed 5, and Kiara was like, is poison different or the same? It's the same, unfortunately. So 5 gutter runners, which is the limit. We have Natty Boo sharpshooters, a whole bunch of Skaven slaves, 2 poison globes in the back, and where's the Skaven lord? That's all I care about. He's in the back. Nope, now he's in the front. Is it Skrulk? It's a Gracier of Plague, not on a bell? Oh god, why? Oh, okay, it's Dwarves and Vampire Coast. Yeah, there's no fireball. There's no fireball. There's probably not a Spirit Leech, so being on foot is fine. That's the Skaven force. No Rat Ogres, nothing silly like that. We do have an Assassin and double Death Runners. Ooh, quadruple Death Runners. Double Assassin, quadruple Death Runners, all behind the Dwarven formation. That's pretty tight. For the High Elves, White Lions of Krace, White Lions, White Lions, White Lions. The Towns of Torquelada. We have Tyrion. Fuck yeah, it's Tyrion! Alright, favorite army. We have Skaven and Tyrion. A Mage of Fire with Burning Head and Fireball, and an Arcane Phoenix. And it looks like we have Lion Chariots of Christ. Do we have 2 or just 1? Just 1. Second thing on autocomplete when searching Hashinshin's allegations is, yeah. Alright. As for the coast, we have Scurvy Dogs, Deck Droppers, Sartosa Militia, Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs. It looks like we have a bunch of Cannonades. I thought I saw mortars. Then we have gunnery mobs with hand cannons. So those are some pretty good anti-air against the High Elves. We have some more Fellbats, a Deathstreak Terrorgeist, more handguns, gyrocopters with brimstone guns, more handguns, more Scurvy Dogs. And then we have mortars that are behind this little hill. I really like this placement. So the mortars are behind the hill while the cannons are on top of it. So both of their sight lines are being counted for. Miners of Blasting Charges, Dwarf Warriors, Longbeards, Slayers across the front lines. The Skaven sneaky schemes will be discovered instantaneously, and I have unfortunately faced this many a time where dwarves and their gyrocopters discover your sneaky boys, and then they just shoot you to death because you don't have any ranged. It is brutal, but it happens more than you'd think. We have a Master Engineer to give some reloads, a Vampire Fleet Admiral with polearms of vampires for them. Thoric Ironbrow. This is a rough start for the Skaven, but it does look like Kiara's quite quickly going to pull up the Gutter Runners to zone off some of these guys, and Gutter Runners can do a lot of good damage if you're allowing him just to fire. Ooh, Scurvy Dog's going to take the fight. Ow! Take the fight with the Death Runners. If the Death Runners turn and fight, they should win, but it looks like they're going to try to run away, so they will get the attacked in the rear penalty and actually break here pretty soon. Plus a nasty mortar shot took him out. Oh, Tobias Fate plays Warhammer, but he's a Dowie one trick. That one, I had heard that somewhere that he had played Warhammer. One Death Runner is already down. It's a brutal start for the Skaven, and this other one is completely mucked up, trying to fight its way out, and for some reason the Gutter Runners are just not firing. Now they're starting to fire on these Fellbats a little bit, but it might be too little and too late to do very much. They might just want to get out of here before they're overwhelmed. Shutting down the Fellbats. Ooh, the Scurvy Dog's getting involved as well. With the Lion Chariots and these Gutter Runners, you could just go into melee and start winning this. Meanwhile, the Assassins are left alone with only Fellbats and a Deathstreak Terrorgeist. And we all know the Deathstreak Terrorgeist is abysmal at killing infantry. So he actually might take a lot of damage here. The Skaven could maybe turn that around for themselves. Meanwhile, the Micro has been so focused on that corner that's going poorly. This other corner has been undiscovered, and it doesn't look like they're moving, which could actually hurt the Skaven in the late game as well. Gutter Runners, Death Runners, all fighting. These Death Runners, I don't know if they naturally broke. Yes, they did, and they are going to run straight off the map, so that is a bad loss again. 2 Death Runners are gone. That is 850 times 2, so that's about 1,700? Yeah, 1,700 gold lost. Other side's going way better. Skaven are taking out deck droppers. Skaven and High Elves are moving in, getting some shots down, throwing some poison globes. Everything's going peachy keen over there. Yes. Carronades have been shooting at the Mage of Fire. On her chariot, she has the potential to take 2 hits in a row from a cannonball, and this could be a big mistake from the Vampire Coast. If Tyrion is allowed to get on top of the Vampire Fleet Admiral Polearms, he will whoop his ass. Easy clap. Big flank from the Skaven. This is what Kiara wanted to happen with the other side as well. It just didn't pan out, but you will see that the Death Runners can instantly shred down weapons teams and cannon crews, anything like that. Super, super fast. No problem at all. Gunner Runners do need to be microed a little bit up closer to doing some more damage. Goblobbers getting attacked. Slayers will trade actually okay to the Death Runners because their armor piercing and armor sundering is wasted on the Slayers. The Slayers just have really high melee stats. So the Death Runners aren't going to enjoy that as much. First gunnery mob about to fall. Poison Globe still harassing the Dwarves a little bit. And the Dwarves and Vampire Coast are actually taking a significant lead on the balance of power, especially because this Arcane Phoenix is about to go down unless it pops its natural healing. Skaven and High Elves eventually won this far flank, but at terrible cost. I dare say if we don't get the healing on this Arcane Phoenix, it might be looking doomed for the Skaven. Because losing that big monster like that is just going to be really brutal. The Dwarven lines are starting to crumble under the combined assault of their least favorite foe to fight, the Skaven and the High Elves, who are also sometimes considered a counter. Though after Thoric Ironbrow came out, it's a little less so, but still, I don't think Dwarven players love fighting the High Elves in any capacity. Balance power is coming right back towards the middle as finally the Skaven and High Elves start winning some things. And Kiara seems to have forgotten a couple of these forces over here. They need to come in. They need to activate a little bit quicker. This Assassin's trying to survive the burst of these Gyrocopter's Bridgestone guns, but it's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal. And normally in this matchup, you want to take 4 Jezzails. Actually, Jezzails are great into Coast and Dwarves, so kind of surprised I didn't see more of them, but it seems like the Gutter Runner play was what they wanted to do. Be a little schnicky. Tyrion's fighting some stuff. Looks like he gave up on his attempt on taking out the Vampire Fleet Admiral. And Arcane Phoenix got some healing. Let's go. Because there's no healing caster. So if you hadn't gotten that RNG healing, it would have been pretty bad. Here you can see why the Arcane Phoenix is so critical. You can get up in the sky, chase off these Gyrocopters. I think you're faster than them. 120 to 105. Yep. So you can chase them off. Good source of terror in the late game. Would have been a damn shame to lose them. This flank has been remembered and is closing in now. And blue team is really looking rough. Really, really looking rough. Start of the game is going excellently for them, but since then it's all fallen apart as their cannons get compromised one by one. Their mortars are also getting shut down. And we still have this Deathstreak Terrorgeist who has a ton of life left in him, but I do not have any faith in that unit ever. I am exceptionally hard on it, and I know that, but also fuck that unit. It's trash. He really thinks Domination can fix multiplayer, and to some regards I think he's right. Daniel? I don't think Domination will ever provide what land battles provided. So I think it just depends on the type of person you are and what type of game you want to play. There's certain people that Domination will just never scratch the itch that they came to Warhammer for, and there are some people that Domination mode's slightly less, I don't know how to describe it, like less managed atmosphere can be what they're looking for from Warhammer. So, it's tough. Remember her playing him and getting flamed after his Dowie Air Force flight failed. Tobias Fate is well known to be eccentric. Internet relies. Are those slaves triple gold chevron? I don't think they are. No, they're not. Beards brought some friends to the party. What? Or are you talking about the dwarves? Sorry, I got confused for a second there. Anyway, Thoric Ironbrow is now facing the Anti-Boo sharpshooters. He's the one, I mean, all dwarves hate fighting Jezzails, but Thoric is especially weak to Jezzails because he's actually high up off the ground for once, and you can see he's getting hit by most of the bullets there. Arcane Phoenix is dueling the Deathstreak Terrorgeist. This bad boy has poison and regen and all that stuff, and his breath attack only affects single entities, so he could beat an Arcane Phoenix that's almost dead, right? Wait, he can't? Wait, he can't? It's like maybe this monster sucks? Are you saying the Deathstreak Terrorgeist might be a trash monster? No. No, what? No, it's great. It's a great monster that's doing very well. I mean, if I'm done being shitty for a moment, the Arcane Phoenix does have fire damage, which he's weak to because of his regeneration, but I don't know. Terrorgeists have lost me too many games. I'm over it. And I don't know what the blue team can do here. Thoric's gonna have to hard carry. Thoric and the Vampire Lord are both still alive, but that's really looking like it. Where did these War Lions of Trace come from? I didn't notice them. Interesting. Are there two? I saw the Lion Chariots, but not the War Lions. Deathstreak Terrorgeist lost a duel against an Arcane Phoenix that was almost dead and getting shot from behind because he's a good unit. And I promised I would stop, but I broke that promise because fuck that unit. Greyseer's running away from the Vampire Fleet Admiral. It looks like the Jezzails are turning around. Yeah, I thought they were maybe going to tee off onto that guy, but instead they'll just delete these gyrocopters and then followed up by the Arcane Phoenix, who's still going strong. That's GG. There's no way. Victims, never allowed video evidence, couldn't make up anything. Yeah. See, like, that's what I mean. It's like, that's what I've heard, but also, as you just looked upon, the whole situation was kind of like, I don't know, but I don't know, but I don't know. You have to be there to know what happened. Isn't it just magic damage? It does both. Magic and fire, you can see they're paired up. Like Archaon should have, but he just has magic. Army losses is hitting. Stunties had about as good a start as you can hope for and still couldn't pull it out. True. But they were against two of their counters, Skaven and High Elves. Though, personally, as playing High Elves against Dwarves, I struggled a lot. Really good Dwarf players and really good High Elf players would still say that it was High Elf favored, so I'll trust them. Loud and useless. I have such a hard time with the Deathstreak Terrorgeist. It was piloted really well this game, and it almost paid for itself. But even then, like, it still didn't, and that's kind of my point, is Berserk played that thing about as well as you can fucking play it, and it still couldn't get its shit together. I feel like the Vampire Counts one somehow just does better, and even then, that unit's jank as shit, don't get me wrong, but the Vampire Counts one is just better. I think it has a little more support. I think like corpse carts and more healing, AoE healing that you don't have to dedicate Winds of Magic to maybe is what makes that one better. I don't know. But the Deathstreak Terrorgeist specifically for the Vampire Coast always disappoints me. As for Comer Dinner, Slayers did good. Gyrocopters really had a hard time. I thought they would do better. For Kiara, Greyseer did fine. Assassins, one of them got gooed out by the Deathstreak Terrorgeist immediately. None of the Death Runners paid for themselves. Poisoned Globes barely paid for themselves, but the Gunner Runners did really well. Excuse me. And Natty Boop Sharpshooters did incredibly well. For Raced, Tyrion ran around. I didn't notice him, unfortunately, but I'm sure he was out there doing his best. I'm sure he carried the game. I just wasn't paying attention. I'm sure that's what happened. Omen of his Arcane Phoenix, not even the Omen of Syrian, did great. Lion Chariot did great. GG. Noise Marines are rad. I have not heard anybody say that, but I'm not a 40k player, so I don't know. Alright. It looks like the other lobby should be ready for us. Who's in this one? What? The password's incorrect. Your password's incorrect. Jixie. Queden, if you're there, you guys can set up your armies and get the map ready and stuff, and we'll come right to you. But the other semifinal is also ready, and they said they are ready to start the game. So, yeah. While Kiara and Race get into the game with Queden and Grumpy Guard, and you guys get your builds all set up, I think the other lobby is actually ready to hit start on the game, so we'll go find them. One moment, Llama is hosting. Oh, okay. So they're also just setting up a lobby. I see. Well, we have already started. So I will still try to join the Jixie lobby. I'll join whatever frickin' lobby I can find first. 2v2 no laggers? I doubt that's it. Alright, Llama. Cool. Failed to join select game. God damn it. Is Llama's computer broken again? Okay, we're gonna game with Llama. Hopefully they just open up a couple more slots and we get this shit going. Catch you up. Urasus and Suarve were defeated by Jixie and Sergio, so now we will see Llama and Mr. Teufel versus Jixie and Sergio. And on the other side, Queden and Grumpy Guard are going to prepare to fight Kiara and Raced. But that should be the next game, unless this setup takes forever, and then I will go watch that other game while they figure this shit out. Imagine if this match was part of the Elf vs. Dwarf War. They were like, we'll win no matter what it takes, and they hired Undead and Skaven as mercenaries. It does make more sense that the High Elves would recruit Skaven than the Dwarves, because I could see, like, a rogue High Elf sorcerer or something tricking the Skaven or something, but, like, he thinks he tricked the Skaven, but he didn't actually or something. I don't know. Nothing Slaanesh is rad. It was 2020, so the Me Too movement was strong. When people get that mob mentality, it's a popular movement, it's for many times the perception of most humans. Yeah, it can be hard to tell what's going on with anything. Llama and Teufel. Teufel's playing Skaven, I know. What's Llama playing? Is he playing Dwarves? Dwarves and Skaven versus Skaven and Dwarves. Oh, fuck. No! Not a double mirror match, and not a double mirror match of Skaven and Dwarves versus Skaven and Dwarves. Oh, God. Oh, no. Literally ignored the girls in the DM saying they were underage on multiple occasions. Yeah. Yeah, it is hard to tell with that stuff what's going on. Skaven Dwarves versus Skaven Dwarves. Who's excited for a bunch of Pew Pew? Then, after that, not a lot happens. I forgot that you guys were looking at the wrong screen. Which of them is going to break and go for the rush? One of them always does. One of them always, in this 2v2 double mirror, one of them goes for the Slayer and Eshin rush, and one of them sticks with the box, and the box wins. Mick Rightface, no! No, don't shoot yourself with a water gun. That's mean. Either way, dwarves die. Coops, you're a Wood Elf player. Coops! You're a Wood Elf player. You don't get to dislike anything, ever. I know. I'm a Skaven player, and everyone loves fighting the Skaven. Everyone. I have never heard a single person be upset about Skaven's boxes, or Poison Wind, or summons. Never. Queek? Honestly, Queek's fine in the dwarves, so we might see a Queek. Not likely, but it is possible. I wish people would play factions like Beastmen, Dark Elves, or Chaos and just run into each other. Zypher, when people play Chaos, they take 6 Skirmish, Cav, and Kite. I want you to know that. As far as Beastmen and Dark Elves, they were the meta for a long time. We're in for the ride. Yeah. Yeah, Grieven. There's a lot of quality of life improvements about Game 3 that I do miss, like being able to tab around in a lobby and look at everybody's armies. Being able to switch my army color is also pretty nice. There's a lot of little things about 3 that are nice. A lot of little things. We just need more factions, dude. I've actually been enjoying Warhammer 3 land battles recently, except for the fact that when I load up and I'm like, all right, what do I want to play? Oh, fuck. All right, 2 factions. Because, like, out of the 7, I enjoy playing Cathay. I enjoy playing Ogres, though I lose a lot with them. And I enjoy playing Slaanesh, but I lose a lot with them. So then it's like, okay, well then I might need to play the good factions, Kislev and Tzeentch, that I don't love, but they're fine. And Nurgle's okay. And I just really don't like playing Khorne. I don't like playing Khorne at all. I don't think they're very fun. We just need more factions. Ashen Sorcerer Damage Vortex is top tier. Even one-shots Iron Breakers when overcasted. Oh, Daniel, don't get me started. The inactive icon on the unit cards is so good. It's so good. It's such a great change. Coming back to Warhammer 2 after playing Warhammer 3, and I forget so many of my units that are AFK after routing, because when I look down at the bottom of my screen, they just look like every other unit. But then the Warhammer 3, the Z's, after you get used to them, they're so hard to go without. Ah, love that change. Love that change. Don't know why they go with the anti-player bias, the anti-cheese for campaign, though. Literally nobody wanted any of that. I've always been the mentality that I don't see why they would try to balance around campaign. Like, fix bugs in campaign. I get that. Or fix, like, broken shit that the AI shouldn't be doing. But I don't get sometimes when they, like, do unit balance around campaign. And it's not often. But there were times where, like, this unit's outperforming other units and other rosters. I'm like, who gives a shit, dude? It's campaign, all right? People are getting so many crazy buffs through technologies or lords that they can make any unit, no matter how bad, viable. You also just get as many armies as you want. So, like, Plague Monks aren't good? Take a 40 stack of them between 2 armies. Now they're good. I don't know. Nobody cares, dude. There's no single player. There's no single player out there who cares about unit balance. Like, and by that I just mean, you know, if somebody's gonna have a problem with that, be like, well, we care about, yeah, but I mean, like, if a Marauder gets 2 melee attack taken away from him, no single player cares, right? But multiplayer people give a shit about that stuff because it's all about crunching the numbers and whatever. But it's like, oh man, Marauder's got +3 melee attack and +2 melee defense. Norska's fucking broken, dude. And campaign players are gonna be like, oh, that changed? Okay, cool, whatever. Burning Head. All of them are dead. I wonder if in the beta they'll merge factions for multiplayer. What do you mean merge factions? A nerf for PvP can be returned to campaign via tech and whatnot. Yeah. Or read the comments of Anticity's most common videos. Kislev Zargard sucks in campaign. Only tech to get his +5 melee defense and +5 morale. Because of us? That's weird. So we're deleting all skill trees. Yeah. Easy balance. Easy game, easy life. Dude, don't get me started on Anticity's chat, man. I used to play campaigns with them occasionally. Oh, Kiara's messaging me. Limit 5 Skaven slaves. Okay, sorry. Kara was asking me a question. Anyway, dude, his chat used to flame the shit out of me. And it was really, like, it was funny, but also enraging. Where they're like, the best example I can come up with is our Ikit Claw versus the Vampire Coast. And he was Araness Assault Spite. And it was a fun campaign. We had a good time. But, like, Inticity playing Vampire Coast rocks up on my faction on turn 3. He's through the undead, like, summon mechanic. He's summoning, like, actual armies with diversified units. And I literally have Skaven Slave Slingers, Warp Fire Throwers, Warp Grinders. From the building I start with, I get Warp Fire Throwers and Warp Grinders. I have Skaven Slaves, Slingers, Spears, Warp Grinders, Warp Fire Throwers. That's my entire army for the first 20 turns of this game. And he's coming in here, he's like, I got Rotting Prometheans from this thing. Oh, I got a couple Bloated Corpses here. I got some handguns. I got a cannon. I got a mortar. I got all these things. And then, like, I'm doing the same thing over and over again. He's pushing me back, and he's constantly sieging my capital. Sometimes he overextends, and I can take him out and get a fucking breather for a second. And his chat's like, why didn't the Skaven player just build different types of units? I'm like, fucking how? When did I have time? When did I have any money? I haven't left my capital since this game started. This dude is all over my dick. And they're like, didn't even use a single Doom rocket. What a dumb fuck. I'm like, I start the game with 1. I had to use it to try and save Gary. And after that, I haven't gotten any fucking warpstone anywhere. And then I make a desperate gambit to go into Bretonia. I lose the fight there, and he's like, stupid Skaven player shouldn't have gone into Bretonia. Stupid Skaven's player should have stayed in his capital and died like a bitch, like he has been for the last 4 sessions. I'm like, shut the fuck up, random YouTube chat person. All right, you get into a game with Anticity. You get into a game with Anticity and even make it to turn 5. I will suck your dick. I will. I'll come to wherever you live and I will suck your dick. Random YouTube comment person. Fuck you. You would have lost the first battle right away. You don't know shit. Whenever his chat flamed me, I just, like, so quickly got triggered. I'm like, I can't believe you lost to Anticity. And it's like, yeah, you would too. I promise. I promise you would lose to Anticity. In case you're having a bad day. Aw. That was Squish Cat. That was so funny. This okay. Yeah. Where is Sergio? We have Jixie here. Where's Sergio? Yeah. Hey, Poland, how you doing? I meant make all factions available right off the bat. Oh, yeah, they should do that. Yeah, they should do that. I don't know why the Game 2 factions haven't been unlocked for multiplayer yet, because all the units are in the roster. So who cares? But, like, yeah. Because of overner for PvP. Oh, Salamander's Lizardman campaign are pretty bad. I'll agree to that, Grieven. Bannable Borps, there was Matty Boy. Separate multiplayer stats campaign ones, so when they nerf campaign stats, they nerf multiplayer too. Ugh. Yeah, it would be hard to separate those, but I think it'd be worth it in the long run. Time to start practicing IGIT for the next couple months. My disappointment is immeasurable. My daddy is around. Hey, Venge, how you doing? Venge, you never told me how your chicken coop turned out. Did it turn out okay? Did it burn down? What happened? I need to know. Abuses undead mechanic to rush Skaven slaves in top tier units at turn 3 and claim they are good. So left a lot of servers. Cool. I think Gromby marked you in the book. Funny thing is that Anticity doesn't need to abuse mechanics. Yeah, he doesn't, but, like, he can. And I'm not trying to say that he, like, cheated me. I'm not trying to say that at all. But I love, like... I just love when, like, random people in this, you know, not this chat, but that Anticity chat are like, well, he's one of the greatest campaign players there is, and he beat an entire Throt campaign with only wolf rats. and he's one of the best multiplayer players there is. But I can't believe this human boy guy is losing to him. What a little bitch. And I'm over here like, how many people do you know that would do better? All right. That was the funny part. Is not that I lost. I understand that I lost. I understand how I lost, and it's totally fine. Like, Anticity, for his part, just came up to me and said, you want to play a campaign thing? I think it would be fun. And I said, sure. That was it. Like, he just thought it'd be fun to play against a player. Instead of the AI, because he knows how to cheese the AI. The player made it more interesting. It wasn't about the quality of the player, per se. And he knew that I had a good microphone. He knew that, like, you know, our connection wasn't bad. Like, he just knew all those things would work. But then his chat's like, this scrub lord human boy isn't a literal Legend of Total War level player. What a fucking casual. What a pleb. And I just know that the people in that chat are not, like, top tier. What not? I'm in the other game. Yeah, Kiara, I'm here. I said it turned out great and you ignored me, so I cried. I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm super glad your chicken coop turned out great. It's actually like 90% done. Got to do some shingles, a vent, and a window in the door. I'm sure the chickens will love it. I am sorry I did not catch your response, Venge, but I hope as an apology I can offer this dance. Done. Should have played Lizardman and do Primeval Fury turn 1 like the AI rushes cap. Nearing high elf resistance from 75 to 40% because they gave Zinjan Corn entire roster fire damage. Yes. But I personally like that kind of stuff. My friend had a build in Skyrim. I never tried it, but like this is the kind of thing I like. Is in Skyrim he had a thing where I think it's the Breton. It's the Breton or the Nord. Has frost resist already. And then he did Mage where he had a couple spells and he had some armor that would increase his frost resist. So in Skyrim he could get up to 120% frost resist. So then whenever he would fight a dragon that was frost specifically, he could just 1v1 it because it like literally couldn't deal any damage to him with its breath attacks. So he would bait it into breath attacks and then it would do literally no damage. He'd run up and hit it a bunch with doing breath attack. Then he would back off and it would do another breath attack. He'd run up and he hit it a bunch, just taking no damage. Like, I love that shit. I think that's fun. Because it's like Skyrim single player. Who cares? You know? And I feel kind of the same thing about like Warhammer single player stuff. Is like, Ikit's campaign is broken and Snitch's campaign is broken. One, I'm a filthy Skaven player, so of course I'm excited they have the broken campaigns. But also, when it's only single player, I'm like, yeah, who gives a shit? It's fun. Multiplayer campaigns, it is going to get tricky though, and I wonder how they'll handle that with 8-person multiplayer. Like, does Ikit get to run around with nukes while the other 7 people are like playing outdated campaigns? Vampire counts. Ooh, I get blood kisses. That rat gets a nuke and unbreakable rattling guns with infinite ammo. This is fair. This is a fair experience. Anyway, sorry. Also, chickens are absolutely the stupidest animal on the planet. I was raking their yard like an hour ago. They all run out of the coop into the panic because the door was open and huddled in a wide open corner instead of being perfectly safe inside the coop. Oh. All right. What a slog is this? Got a decent spot now. I'm not getting obliterated ASAP. Are you talking about campaign? Or are you talking about your chickens? Because if your chickens are obliterating you, that's a problem. Anticity set me up? I don't think he did. I think he was just playing his favorite faction. So you're saying that campaign players gatekeep as much as multiplayer? A little bit, yeah. Going up against rattling guns with infinite ammo does not sound like a good time. It is if you're the player against the AI. If you're player against the player, probably not. It's all fun and games until the Torox player is on hour 6 of his turn. Oh god, Torox's turn would never end. Anyway, what do we have? What do we have here? For the Skaven... Wait. Oh yeah, we switched games. So what actually do we have here? We have Lizardmen and High Elves versus Skaven and High Elves. Okay, so it's Kiara and Raced. Kiara and Raced again are the red team. And this is Queden and Grumpy Guard. We have some Chameleon Stalkers on the far side. Double Lion Chariots of Krace. You have Silver Helm, Silver Helm, Silver Helms from Queden, so a big cavalry and chariot corps from him. Other than that, Rangers are exceptionally good against Skaven front lines, and a bunch of basic archers. This is good. Don't get expensive archers versus Skaven, because they're all going to die the same. Chameleon Skinks up front. We have Oxyotl, the Terror, and the Knight. Amixon Barbs, Razordon Hunting Packs, and Feral Cold Ones for a little bit of armor piercing. More Razordon Hunting Packs. That's kind of interesting. Saurus, Caster of Beasts with Manticore. Oh, and do you have the double Manticore summons? No. Lame. Archmage of High with Soul Quench, Tempest, Apotheosis, and then 2 Handmaids of the Everqueen to do some sniping. Very, very interesting mixed build here from the High Elves and Lizardmen. I like it. It's spicy. On the other side, we have Tyrion from Raced. Fuck yeah, Raced. Keep bringing Tyrion. So proud of you. I love Tyrion. Alright, Tyrion, Rangers, Skaven Slaves for Kiara, backed up by Clan Rats with Spears, more Rangers on the far side, more Clan Rats with Spears as well. The Pure Main Company, Silver Helms, a Gracier of Plague, again not on his bell, a Warlock Engineer, double Ikat Zap Zap, double Warp Lock Jezzails, double Mortars, and double Poison Globes, surrounded by Archers and Lothern Seaguard. In the back we have a couple sneaky Eshin Triads standing in trees looking out for flanks of any kind. I also have 1 Lion Chariot of Krace. Arcane Phoenix. I didn't see a High Elf caster over here. There it is. Mage of High with Tempest, Apotheosis, and Arcane Unforging. Interesting. Interesting. And turn 3, you only use 1 of them. The earliest you can have them is at turn 12. Speaking of Rattling Guns, Storm Fiends are going to be a good time. I think Storm Fiends will be fun. Have you seen one of the Legends Saving a Ruined Campaign or whatever it was videos? God, it's atrocious how much he roasted people's playstyle. Pure toxicity unmatched by anyone even remotely famous in multiplayer. Was he toxic? I honestly have not watched any of Legends content. I'm just not that kind of player. I never really watched him. I got into the scene through Turin. Turin and Lone Master of Sotek were the ones. Alright. Chameleon Stalkers are running away from Eshin Triads. Eshin Triads are also running after these Chameleon Stalkers. Cool. Poison Mortars launching in, gonna do all the damage, and a really weird spread on their volley, making them hit multiple units at the same time. And look at this unholy firestorm they're forced to just walk into between the High Elves and the Skaven. That is brutal. Chameleon Stalkers are gonna have to get in here and do all they can, which they're currently trying to, but some Eshin Triads are zoning them off. And Chameleon Stalkers should beat Eshin Triads in melee combat. The problem is they have other shit to be doing rather than fighting the Eshin Triads. They don't want to fight them at all. Arcane Phoenix is going to land. Feral Bastildon will catch up to it, plus some archers are going to turn and fire, but I don't know if the High Elves can afford to sit around like this. Ooh, double Razordon Hunting Packs stacked on top of each other, not really able to get shots off, and if a Poison Wind Globe hits them about now, that'll get 2 for 1 value, which could be pretty brutal. Arcane Phoenix did not have a good time, and I'm sure Queden and Grumpy Guard are hoping it does not get its regeneration this time and instead just dies. Chameleon Stalkers got out of the backline briefly, were not quite able to shut down a Warp Lightning Cannon and instead just get murked down by Clan Rats and Eshin Triads. Meanwhile, the other one is getting involved. It looks like the Warp Lock Jezzails have taken a decent amount of damage, but they are still firing. They're still at most of their unit capacity, 21 out of 24, I believe. So they're largely fine with this. Blue team is falling slightly behind on the balance of power. Kind of surprised it isn't going even worse for them, though. Just look at their front line get completely wrecked on all sides. But Rohan is coming. Silver Helms and these Lion Chariots are coming in now. Maybe a little late because the front line for the High Elves already collided, died, and moved off. The Cav and Chariots probably should have come at the same time the front line was hitting, but mistakes happen. Point is that they're getting involved now. Amixon Barbs plus their other Razordon Hunting Pack companions are really nuking down these Poison Wind Globes. And it looks like the Poison Wind Mortars of Kiara were not on guard mode and are now walking out of the formation, chasing a unit that is already routing. She needs to realize that that's happening and back them off, because they're getting into combat with Saurus pretty soon here, and will die horrifically. Backline is opened up for the Skaven. Oh, three fresh fish ranged options for these Silver Helms to just slaughter down, and that is going to be a big pick for Queden if he keeps his micro up and makes sure to really transfer onto the next target quickly. Like right now, ditch it. Those Warp Electrozales aren't coming back. Fuck them. They're already dead. Don't finish him off. Like, just go. And he does. Nicely done. Go on to the Zap Zap. No, he's still fighting the Warp Electrozales. Go. All right. Got his second target onto the Warp Lightning Cannon. Good stuff there. Lion Chariots coming in. And nuke down. Warp Lightning Cannon crew is already off their mounts, and they are about to break. Go over to the Zap Zap. There's only clan rats between you and them. The Silver Helms can path through them just fine. A second attempt at the front line now that the Saurus have arrived. The Rangers of Queden are really beat up, but the Saurus are taking over now. And it looks like Oxyotl plus the double handmaidens are trying to snipe in at something, but there's not a lot of great targets to shoot at up front here. Skaven are collapsing for Raced and Kiara. Queden and Grumpy Guard have pulled ahead on the balance of power. There's only one Poison Globe left online and is desperately trying to kill off the Asaurus. Meanwhile, Zap Zap is the only artillery piece left. Really nice cavalry flank and punish here from Queden. Again, it was a little later than I would have liked to see, but its execution after it happened has been so good that it's getting what it needed to get done. These chariots are doing great. They're still all very healthy, rolling through here. Silver Helms are also doing quite well, and it's Clan Rat Summon, not the dreaded 13th, so those Silver Helms won't even get nuked down. On the far side, the Chameleon Stalkers have defeated the Eshin Triads, or the Eshin Triads just fucked off. Hard to tell which really happened over there. The Feral Cold Ones are now surrounding the Arcane Phoenix. They'll lose that fight, especially with the Eshin Triads nearby, but it's more about stalling than it is about killing anything. Razordons, maybe plus the Handmaidens, sniped out that Lion Chariot. Now there's just not much left that the Skaven and High Elves can do. They don't have any of the stopping power left. It was looking real bad for the High Elves at the start. High Elves and Lizards, I should say, because both sides have a High Elf, but now it's looking all but over. Big Firestorm from the Phoenix. Just don't know if it's going to matter. And Poison Wind Mortars raining down. Those are some fucked Saurus. I just don't know. Balance of power keeps going up and down. It's not really sure where it wants to land, but we do have a Manticore in the sky from Grumpy Guard. Should turn around and probably fire at the Arcane Phoenix. And it will. We have double Razordon hunting packs somewhere? No, just that one. Okay. I saw two targeting things, so that was them. Oh, they're the Amazon Barbs. They're going into melee because they're rampaging. Classic Lizardmen. Some Silver Helms do need to be rallied. They need to chase down the Grayseer Plague. Don't allow them to come back, but it looks like Queden's micro is elsewhere as his Lion Chariots are trying to focus down some of the Poison Wind Globes, make sure they don't come back. Other casters as well and such. Arcane Phoenix officially dies, and without it, I just don't see enough red left on the map. I don't know how much there really is left to say. Like there's just no hope. Unless Tyrion puts this entire game on his back, but even then, it seems unlikely. Feral Bastola and Saurus about to get him. Is he even on Mithrandir or whatever? He is on his horse, so he could chase down that Footcaster, I guess. There's just too much left. I think, factually, like, Tyrion could maybe honestly kill this entire army if he gets Heart of Avalorn popped or whatever. Like, he might kill this entire army, but I think army loss is going to hit him before that. I don't really see a way that he could do this. Because he's about to snipe out Queden's Archmage. The blue team should 100% be focusing everything but Tyrion. Just ignore him. You don't have anything that could take him out anyway. Get rid of this Skaven Grayseer, finish off the last of these weapon teams and archers, really get them down, get army losses to kick in for him. Oh, Oxyotl can kill Tyrion. Yeah, I kind of forgot he existed. I saw the Handmaidens ran out of ammo because they're a real unit and they actually have, you know, ammo caps. But Oxyotl's not real. He could just keep firing forever. Archmage of High is going to rout, and she'll probably die, honestly, even before that. Handmaidens are running out of ammo, because again, real units, real problems, real limitations, not Oxyotl. Stupid, invincible, winning in melee, winning in ranged, invisible, unspottable, fast as fuck, piece of shit, garbage, infinite ammunition, piece of fucking... Silence and the Fury was a good DLC that added good units and did good thing for balance. I really appreciate Torox and Oxyala. They bring infinite joy to my life. Aside from those degenerate fucks, backline the High Elves are still sweeping up like infinite amounts of rallying Skaven. They just have to keep going back and keep getting rid of them. Tyrion's getting awful low. He's going to pop Heart of Avalorn. It's all about whether or not he can pop it before he actually breaks. And there it is. There's a big boost for Tyrion. His Heart of Avalorn can actually pop again and bring him up to healing cap, but we'll see if he gets that far. He really needs to stay on Oxyotl, which he has realized, because Oxyotl is the only thing dealing any damage to him, but it does look like he'll instead bounce out, fight this Bastildon, miss it on the charge, and get shot in the butt by Oxyotl all day. Bounce Power still keeps thinking that red team has a shot. They're like, no, no, no. And it's back in the no camp, but there's an coming pretty soon. Don't you worry. Ashen Triad's going to flank the Razordons. Razordons will knock him around. Skaven will probably break before they get any meaningful damage done to the Razordons. And there they go. Tyrion breaks. Army losses is coming in hot. And Queden and Grumpy Guard will advance to the finals. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. All right. For Queden, pretty okay damage value on the caster. The Handmaidens also did all right, but his Silver Helms are really where the damage was. That side flank charge just did so much work. Grumpy Guard, Oxyotl did well, sniping out Tyrion. Nothing else on the map could have, but otherwise the Lizardmen had a really hard time in this game. Razor Hunting Packs did better than I honestly would have thought. Raced, Tyrion did well, actually. Go Tyrion, go. The rest of the High Elves in this formation had a tough time. Again, his Silver Helms also did work, plus the Arcane Phoenix, but it wasn't enough. For Kiara, Grey Seer got punted around, Warlock Engineer got punted around, but they're mostly support units. That's fine. Triads got pretty good value between the two of them. And Poison Globes did okay. Gisele's got largely murdered, which is kind of surprising, honestly. Mortars did fine, and Warp Lightning Cannons did okay. GG, well played. So let's see if we can figure out what the hell happened with Llama's game now. 2v2 turning Llama. Blocker. Alright, are we all here? It looks like everybody's all here. Sergio at Jixie at... I just messaged Mr. Teufel, so then I need Llama. We good to go. This is the other semifinal. That last one was a semifinal. This is a semifinal. The finals is best of 3. So game 1, you'll see the blind picks. I guarantee you it's going to be Lizardmen and High Elves versus Skaven and Dwarves. I guarantee you that. But then games 2 and games 3, it'll be blind picks before the series even starts. See how that goes. Who has messaged me? Okay. Alright, time to catch up with chat. Because apparently one of the players went AFK to grab a drink or something. Here's where I was. Daniel says Tyrion's a jerk. What? Tyrion's perfect in every way, except for when he's kind of a dickhead. But he's perfect otherwise. When I play campaigning as a mod that uses unit caps, makes the game way more fun. Coops, I think my friend Dylan used that too, and it was interesting. Though his mod was more specific, and I didn't like that as much, where it was like... Because he really liked armies to be like realistic armies, so it would limit you to like 2. They were all like based on like tiers. So like Phoenix Guard and Phoenix Guard and Arcane Phoenixes were in like the same tier. So if you had an army that had like 2 Dragon Princes, that was it for your elite units for the whole army. which he likes playing that way. And before like somebody says, wow, that sounds stupid, like it's how he wanted to play the game. It's a mod. You don't have to install the mod, right? That wasn't for me, but I did like the idea of getting the AI to not doom stack as much. That's why Legend dislikes SFO. They limit a lot of cheese so you can't win a campaign because he's so bad otherwise. Yeah. I tried watching Legends content, but like for me, campaign is just boring to watch personally. And if you like campaign, that's fine for you. But I saw a lot of streams where it's like, 20 minutes of him outside of a city with all of his archers in a corner shooting up at an angle so the towers can't shoot him. And I'm like, all right, but I'm going to go do something else now. You remember how mad campaign players were because of the healing cap was added for multiplayer? Oh. See, I've always played with the healing cap, so I didn't really mind. Wicked, welcome. High Elves and Skaven as a team do make sense. They share a common pointy-eared ancestor. Do they? Wait, do they? What? Max models die. Okay, those High Elves really Rohaning. Rohan was pretty late to the battle, too. Bye for Poland. Those two Ocean Triads following Stalkers is a bad choice. They've been useful versus Scav. Yeah, I think they were meant to zone out the Chameleon Stalkers, but I agree. They could have been nice for the Cav. Oxyalta crossed into Planet Doom and typed in infinite ammo cheat. Then returned to Warhammer. You know what has infinite ammo? 2 Skink Chiefs on Pterodactyls with 90 ammo sniping your lord, and then all the heroes and monsters. That is true. Skink Chiefs have a shit ton. Score from your match. Grumpy Guard's in the chat after we just watched him win that game. Nice job, nice job. Tyrion is a simp and he does NTR with L'Oreal. Then their daughter gets used to resurrect Nagash and it serves him well. Yeah, Tyrion's got some shit. Campaign is so boring to watch unless you're trolling logic and making him do stuff. Legend's attitude is atrocious. Alright, a lot of Legend haters. I'm sure that'll be popular if I go on record and say that I think Legend of Total War is a mean butt face. I'm sure that'll be good for me. All right, Mr. Teufel readied up, and he's the one that was away from his computer, so he should be off to the races here in a second. Someone said no lag today, and that's good. Well, we have Llama in the game, and Llama is very hit or miss on whether or not their computer/internet is participating in the tournament. So we will see. Hopefully their technology is all working well. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into the most exciting game of the day. It is the dreaded double mirror. But don't you worry. You might be like, Human Boy, you dumb piece of shit. Human Boy, you horse-faced cheese wheel. Listen here. I didn't come to no 2v2 tournament to see mirrors. Well, I promise you, we have an exciting 2v2 mirror for you. You might be like, well, is it Wood Elves and Beastmen versus Wood Elves and Beastmen? Very interesting, with lots of cavalry running around, lots of light cav getting on each other's flanks, low leadership, so if you make a mistake, you are instantly punished. Well, no, maybe not that one. You might be saying, well, maybe it's Empire and High Elves versus Empire and High Elves. A lot of cool monsters, flying units mixed with some skirmish elements going in there, and the Empire has a lot of interesting, unique lords and playstyles. You could go with the Karl Franz Hammer and Anvil, or you could go with the Marcus Wolfheart Kite up a little bit. Well, also, no, maybe not that. You might be like, well, Human Boy, at least we get to see the big monster mash of the Lizardmen paired up with Norsca, and we have Mammoths and Feral Dread Saurians and the Shredder of Lustria and Carnosaurs all going at each other with a little bit of Slann healing support, Wulfric running around to debuff and debuff certain things, and we get to see him be Wulfric the Wanderer, the Monster Slayer we have always enjoyed. Well, also no! will also know what you get instead, my friends, which is much better than all those fucking things that I just said. Those things are trash. Those things are shit compared to this. You get dwarves and Skaven, infinitely beloved by the community for various reasons. You get high leadership. You get high armor. You get summons. You get poison wind. You get shooting, and you get shooting, and you get a box, and you get a box. They're never gonna break, and we're gonna be here for at least 45 minutes. And also, I got you through that very long load time that I knew was coming, so eat my ass. Sometimes the old hummus boy knows what he's doing. Sorry guys, I was dining. How dare you, Mr. Teufel. Human Boy tournaments are in American servers as I as well am in Europe, and a 20 ping in Europe, and selecting American servers jumps to 150. Alright, who is on what side again? Mr. Teufel and Llama are red. Okay. So for Sergio and Jixie, it looks like the dwarves have a bunch of rangers, longbeards with great weapons. We have Ungram Iron Fist, giant slayers, wolf rats, Skaven slave slingers to back them up, Vixen's death squad, death runners. We have an Eshin sorcerer with warp stars and Burl of Bone, an assassin, and Deathmaster Snitch. Did I not tell you that one side in this matchup always has to go like Slayer and Eshin Rush? Did I not say that? I did say that. Huh, strange, weird. It's almost like he knows things. 4 rat ogres also in the trees for them. So it looks like the dwarves are bringing a bunch of vanguarding ranged assets, while the Skaven and Slayers will bring up those. On the other side, we also have a pretty hard rush with rangers and rangers with great weapons. We have a couple cannons from Llama and Mr. Teufel, Dragonback Slayers, Natty Boo with sharpshooters. We have a Warlock Engineer, Felix, Rune Lord, Poison Wind Mortars. All of those are in the trees. We have some miners with blast charges up in the vanguard against the Ekron's miners. And is that really your whole build? Where's the rest of it? Oh, the rest of it's flanking. We have double flanking builds with Wolf Rats, Death Runners and Vixen's Triads. We have Deathmaster Snitch, an Eshin Sorcerer, and Gutter Runners with Poison. The game has already started. No, it hasn't. Okay. Some stuff just moved and I got really scared for a second. 2 very interesting builds. All right, it's not nearly as bad as we thought. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. It's gonna be a good game. Lots of rushing. Unfortunately, it's gonna be in the trees and I can't see stuff. Beastman Woodolf Mirror 2v2 does sound fun to watch, in ignoring Torox. Yeah. Double Dwarf, double Skaven, near 0 shooting, a lot of Vanguard, and man, these trees are going to be something. I'm trying to remember how to bring up this thing. There you are. Hide foliage? It's checked, but these trees are still here. Go away, trees. Well, shit. I just want the visual option that only showed tree trunks instead of getting rid of the leaves. You can't see anything in forests. That only showed tree trunk. Yes, I would agree. Because this is going to be difficult. Oh god. The red side is like entirely in a forest. Alright, before anybody goes like, aren't they forest camping? They don't know that they're gonna be here for a while. They're trying to advance on the other team and they have some units outside the forest over here, but it's pretty clear they want to advance and they don't know that their opponent is standing right here. Battles in Lustria are a nightmare for me. They are very hard to control, yes. I like that. Now you literally can't see for yourself. So the red team, what they think is going to happen and why they're deployed in this way, and I would say is not a rule break situation, is they want to push up through here because they think their enemy is going to be sitting in a box right here. But instead they got caught unawares. And you can see that immediately the fighting is going to fucking start. Meanwhile, Vixen's Death Squad really stumble out the gates. They get hit with miners with blaster charges in the face, and now they're having a little bit of troubles. once they actually engage the miners, they should tear through them pretty quickly. And that'll actually leave red team in a bit of a quandary. These rangers, poison wind mortars, and all this stuff is in extreme dangers as soon as these miners fall. And I think the blue team is really going to like where they're at. Their flanking force only includes a couple of dogs, while the red flanking force is most of their melee infantry. And they're going to be a little late to the party as the miners are already falling. And Deathmaster Snitch plus his hero core are now already mucking up the rangers. Rat ogres are also charging in, which the red team has none. They have no rat ogres or mass of any kind. And blue team is going to just really love this position. The only destroyable trees in this game are treemen. Cherudo! Anyway, Ungrim Iron Fist is going to fight some wolf rats, and if he gets a little bit of help from these longbeards or anything like that, he should rout them off pretty quickly. Their leadership is still abysmal after all. Rat Ogre's already piling into the hero core of the red side. And this is looking so good for blue. So good. There's a blob in the trees that I can definitely understand what's going on right now. Definitely. 100% know what's happening in this whole thing. Whoa, that Warlock Engineer bought Flensing Ruin. Why? Why would you do that ever? Flensing Ruin is terrible. Okay, well, whatever. Teach their own. Mass rout for red in the trees. They're not having a good time whatsoever, and the blues are about to understand that they are currently in danger. They do need to turn around with these Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards and try to fight off these Eshin forces, otherwise they'll lose all their ranged components. Still think blue's got this. Still pretty sure, because red entirely lost everything over here. Just everything. Oh no, the nanny boopers, sharpshooters are even going down. Oh my god, it's a tragedy! Jesus Christ, Felix is already routing. Oh my god. Ungrim whooped his ass. Snitch isn't even here. Ungrim plus some rat ogres just teamed up and took him down. The blue Snitch is way the fuck over here, and so is the assassin. Oh god. Oh no, it's turning into a mass rout. And we're gonna get the duel of the admins, it looks like. Unless there's a massive turnaround here, which I extremely doubt. Because Jixie and Sergio versus Queden and Grumpy Guard, it's just a bunch of 2v2 administration tryhards out here rigging the vote, rigging the bracket to help them get to fight themselves. It's kind of crazy, the amount of corruption that goes on in this organization. Can't believe I'm helping them with this sort of thing. God damn. I feel bad about myself. The tree stuff's going on. Can't tell, don't care. On the outside, the last hope of the red team is this Eshin advance, and it's running into a bit of a problem, especially if the Giant Slayers ever come back. Just being unbreakable at all makes them pretty good against Death Runners. Armor Piercing's again wasted, but being unbreakable versus Skaven in general means you'll probably win the melee fight. And that is looking like it. If red team's Deathmaster Snitch gets taken out, I could see army losses maybe kicking in as Ungrim's gonna turn and try and fight him along with some Giant Slayer pals and Longbeards. There's, oh, and Rat Ogres. Yeah, Snitch is fucked. He doesn't get out of this one. Nice little Whirl of Weeping Blades is gonna take out a lot of Longbeards, really drag them down, but Ungrim's eventually gonna get his hands on him. The Skaven Hero Core on Ungrim's side are nowhere to be found. Oh, leg spike. Oh, leg spike. Snitch is doing his damnedest. Look at the happy boy. Look at him just having his day, laying down for a little naparino. Gonna get stabbed in the head by an angry dwarf. Oof. Oof. Felix might get away. Felix might rally here. Just don't know if it's gonna matter. Oh, those were scary wolf rat noises. Snitch takes a brutal hit from Ungrim. Probably one more and he'll break. Oh, that's kind of half-assed hit. Never mind, he'll need another couple. Bonk him, Ungrim. Bonk him. I'll check back in on that when something happens. Army losses is about to hit for the Skaven of the red side, and that'll be GG. Snitch breaks. Army loss to prove me right, please. It's a little late. Now it's happening, but I'll say that I was wrong. I guarantee you, Simon in the chat is going to be like, should have taken the Black Whirlwind spell. Gravity Hot Dog and Sergio versus Queden and Grumpy Guard. Death Runners got pretty nice value for the blue team. Slingers did fine. Wow, that Wolf Rat got 2,000 value probably from killing weapons teams. And Rat Ogres were just around. Ungrim got 1,000 value. Miners did okay. Dwarf Warriors did okay. Longbeards did okay. The one Giant Slayer did really well. Rangers did fine. For Llama, Rune Lord got deleted. Felix got deleted. Miners got good value from throwing grenades at Death Runners. Rangers got largely crumbed. Yeah, Dwarves did not have a good time. For Mr. Teufel, his Snitch did okay. Warlock Engineer did okay. His Ashen units did alright. But their build, as you were talking about, their build felt really small compared to their opponents. Both teams, there was a box, so both went and tried to counter it. Blue team by sheer mass alone has the advantage. Tariff has been shipping Snitch and Xiaoming for sure. I like that time during the battle. There was that thing that was hard to see. It's true. It's true. Finals time, baby. Oh, they changed the password on me. Rip and pepperonis. So we gotta go to the scoreboard. Oh no. Because it is now best of 3, so I actually need the score. I got a bottle off my hand. Yes, I know you see a black screen. It's because I haven't pulled up the stuff I need yet. Because this particular tab is looking for Warhammer 3. Which I'm not playing Warhammer 3. She will not find it, you filth. Game capture. Warhammer 2. Oh boy, Warhammer 2. Put it on the bottom of my priorities. Boom. Done and done. So, Grumpy Queden versus... It was Sir Hot Dog that Gravity Hot Dog and Sergio signed up as. And I keep saying Jixie because Jixie is Gravity Hot Dog. He has a different name on Discord than he does on Steam. So it's Sir Hot Dog. We have a best of 3. I have Queden and Grumpy Guard's picks. I don't have Jixie and Sergio's. So I'll wait on those before I talk about what Queden and Grumpy are picking. Now we only need to wait for the Snake Men and Koresh Lizard Men and Nippon Samurai. I would probably play Nippon, but I'm a filthy weeb, so I know. I'd like to believe that Living Skaven just backstab the remaining dwarf allies. When's the Pump Wagons game? Probably never. Grieven, I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I need a beverage of the beveragey variety. I will return with it. If I am not back, know that I'm proud of each and every one of you. Goodbye. Where are they? Where are the degens? If there's no streamer for 15 minutes, we all get to go home. Get to go home. Have I ever played Warhammer Marks of Chaos? No. I have not. Is it good? That's delicious. Cranberry juice and vodka. Easy breezy cover girl. Where are Sergio and Jixie? What's happening? While we find them, here you go. Laugh nonstop with these funny cats. Funny cat and cute cat reaction. Yet all the clips are like way too fast to really appreciate them. Why was this the first thing that came up when I typed in cats? Trash editing. Funniest cats that try to hold back laughter. Funny cat's life. YouTube is cringe. It's official. How's LCS doing? Oh, it hasn't started yet. Dude, I fucking love waiting an hour to get to the LCS waiting room where they talk about the video games they haven't played yet. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's such a good structure. I love how long they set up this thing. Degens. Alright, memes aside, Sergio and Jixie are here. I got sent a cat. Not a cat, a thing. Warhammer Mark of Chaos Gold Edition. That's loud as hell. Huh. That is pretty interesting. Release date 2006. Oh, I'm getting old. That's it. I'm old. I'm in the dust. I'm dead. It's a wild hot dog Howard Goose. Yup. Mark of Chaos was the Total Warhammer before Total Warhammer. It's quite good for its time. It even has 3K style hero duels, army, and army painter. Which is still missing in Total Warhammer. We do need an army painter. I would agree, Soren. Intro cinematics are god tier. That's good. Oh, that's good. Queden has not yet messaged me the picks for his opponents, so I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about those yet, so I won't. Instead, I will steeple my fingers and look evil. So for Grumpy and Queden, they faced a similar matchup with High Elves and Skaven instead of Dwarves and Skaven. But a similar idea. Skaven are good at shooting. High Elves / Dwarves could hold the front line for them conceivably well. And they crushed that. So let's see how they try and handle this one. Wonder if they'll go with the same or different strategy. Campaigns could be rough. In that game, though, because the casualties were persistent, so if you had one bad mission, you're basically screwed. Total Warhammer needs a Lord Builder for every side, not just demons. What would I build for a Lord? I don't know. Especially with this game, and I have, like, everything I need. I can't even think of another Legendary Lord type I would need. Thankful would be neat, because you don't have a Grey Seer Legendary Lord, but the Grey Seers are the least interesting part to me. But I'm always fucking trash, dude. You have no idea. When I read Star Wars books or watch Star Wars shows, the Jedi are always the least interesting part to me. It's like, ooh, space wizards. That's exciting. Anyway, moving on. Show me all the characters that, like, matter. I don't know. I'm just trash. And I know that. I accept that I'm trash. Why would you have to build a lore when you have trash? Yeah, why would we? Imagine you get to customize their appearance initially, and then any gear you pick up broadly shows on the model, like 3 swords image based on the item tier, etc. Could be interesting. I also know that that Creative Assembly doesn't know what items are. Because in my Miao Ying campaign, I'm playing off stream. Like, not streaming it, I'm just playing it whenever I have a couple minutes or something. They had the Helm of Discord was a green tier item, meaning it's uncommon, but not like that rare. Helm of Discord is incredible. It gave me 10 armor, and then it gave me the Helm of Discord passive. That's like, well, it's an active, but it's circle around you, minus 24 melee defense, minus 24 melee attack. That's a green item. Okay, cool. Purple must be incredible. They gave me a purple tier item later on. I looked at it. I get 2 free casts of Wall of Wind and Fire. That trash spell. That spell that's only remotely good if it's overcast, and even then it's eh. 2 free casts of the undercasted version. Version. Purple. Unique. So rare. So incredible. Helm of Discord. Trash. 2 casts of Wall of Wind and Fire. Incredible. And I'm like, I'm going to go with the Helm of Discord. The game's like, what? You know this is purple, right? It's so good. It's such a good item. So incredible. Yep, going with the other one. Or Potion of Healing in campaign is a green item. Again, uncommon. And then there's purples that are out there like, 1% ward save. You want a 1% ward save item? It's like, no, I want the fucking Potion of Healing. That item is the best shit ever. Campaign doesn't know what they're talking about. I heard noises. I think Grace might be home. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This is a small map for what is going on here. Not a bad map, just I'm sure the Skaven and Dwarves are not a big fan. Stats in Warhammer 3 appearance changer like Demons of Chaos. Diablo 4 is finally adding a lot more hero customization. Isn't that the one that's on your phone? Don't you people have phones? Or is that a different one? Matthew Coffin, hey, you're just at the start of the finals, so you got a whole best of 3 ahead of you. It's the one that causes fear and terror, something quality? No. Not that one. Hi, Grace! She's stinky, yeah.
I have your soap, and I also have a caramel roll for you if you want it.
You have a caramel roll for me?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's exciting. I'll eat it right now on stream. Get some mush mouth.
Do you actually want it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll get it in a bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Rom nom nom, so the Skaven. Rom nom nom nom. Didn't we just see this matchup? No. You saw High Elves and Lizardmen versus High Elves and Skaven, and then you saw Dwarves and Skaven versus Dwarves and Skaven. This is Dwarves and Skaven versus High Elves and Lizardmen. It's different. Mask of the Eel or something. Terror the phones on Diablo. Alright. Alright. I'll catch up with chat in a second. For now, we have a game. So for the faction everybody actually cares about, we have double Croxigors. Alright, I'm already on Team Lizardmen. Let's go. I love Croxigors. I never apologize for that. Lizardmen were my second favorite faction behind Skaven, and I love Croxigors and Saurus. The campaign was just me spamming Croxigors and Saurus. Chameleon Stalkers, White Lions of Crace. Oh, to get through the Dwarves. For a second there, I thought that was weird taking to Skaven. Saurus Warriors, Red Crested Skink cohorts. We do have 2 Pterodons, along with more skink cohorts. Croxigors that we mentioned before. We have a Bastildon Ark of Sotek. We have a Croxigor Ancient. Let's fucking go. That's not even a meme. Croxigor Ancient is actually really good against Skaven, and he's pretty good against Dwarves. Thank you. So I like that pick here. That isn't a meme. We We have a King Priest of Heavens with Uran's Thunderbolt to snipe out artillery pieces. It is not the Warhammer 3 Uran's Thunderbolt that is really good against infantry. That is very different. We have an Archmage of Fire with Flamestorm and Fireball. We do have 2 Silver Helms and 2 Lion Chariots of Grace for the Rohan build that worked so well for Queden before. On the other side, for Sir Hot Dog, Dwarf Warriors with great weapons and Longbirds with great weapons across the front line. Cool, a lot of them. More Dwarf Warriors. Minus blast and charges, Thunderers. Minus blast charges, minus blast charges, minus blast charges, Thunderers. We have cannons. We have Poison Wind Mortars. We have Ungrim Iron Fist, Natty Boobo Sharpshooters, 4 Skaven Slave Slingers all the way out in the front line. We have Clan Rats with Spears, a Hell Pit Abomination, first one of the day, double Wolf Rats, an Assassin, a Plague Priest on foot with just the summon, and that would mean that the Lord is probably a combat Lord. It's Deathmaster Snitch, triple Rat Ogres. Great. That is the whole build. Diablo Immortal is on the phone. Diablo 4 is due next year. I see. New Elder Scrolls is still hiring for pre-production. Hope the customization in that is worth the 20-year wait. Oh, God. Yeah, but they'll port Skyrim to 5 more devices before then. Jixie messaged me saying they have an extra assassin, so they're putting it in the corner. Oh, they do. They have a Lord, a Caster, and a Hell Pit Abomination, and that's their 3 SEs. And they have an extra assassin, so they put it in the corner. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's go play Warhammer 2 because there's 11 factions. We see 3 through an entire tourney. True. Cheers to that. Microsoft needs to get their hands on Blizzard and Bethesda leadership, because as is right now, they will give another BS that everyone hates and no one will buy. Any Norska today? Not yet. New Elder Scrolls, 100 cities and 1,000 dungeons to explore. Woo! Isn't that Starfield? I thought that was Starfield. Like 6 of those 3 were Skaven, so... When did the Elder Scrolls trailer come out? At 2018. Are you talking about... Oh, wait. Did an Elder Scrolls trailer actually come out? Or I thought it was just Starfield shit. Microsoft doesn't have anti-Vision Blizzard yet. Goblin Kotick still has enough time to go through the books as the Satan of video gaming as he intends to. Yeah. Bobby Kotick's kind of a real piece of shit. Respect that when they saw their mistake and put it to the side. Well, I'd hope, because Jixie is like a part of the admin team, so you'd hope he'd know what he's doing around here. Well, we'll see. Alright, Llama's trying to queue up for a game in the Vermin League that I told you I will work on it right after this here tournament stream, that I will get us a new bot hosting service that is not a piece of garbage. Kind of hope that only one item and ability gets brought into Warhammer 3 when we get more Empires. Yeah, I think that's a positive. I really like that change overall. Like, even for the Warhammer 2 factions. Like, as Skaven, I always brought double Rival High Talisman on 2 Assassins. And it really, if you take out being able to take the same item or ability on multiple units, I really think that'll be quite cool. It'll diversify how I play at least a lot. No double Arrows of Kurnos, no double Canaan Assassin's Web of Shadows, no double Rival Hide Talisman, no double Scab Scraith. Like, I don't know, I like that. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers on the High Elf side. I forgot that those were in there somewhere. They must not have been placed when I was going over their army, but they are currently out shooting the Dwarven Cannons for just a little bit. I don't think they outrange the Dwarven Cannons, but I do think they outshoot them just because the bolts are a little bit more effective than the cannonballs at taking out specific models. Now the Jezzails have moved up to be in range, and they are going to cut through those Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers extremely quickly. But I think by then the one Dwarven Cannon might be doomed. Doomed! Skaven Slave Slingers on the front line taking a ton of damage, but they are 225 gold a pop, so who cares? Who cares if they're dying, honestly? No one. The Poison Wind Mortars should be getting into range soon, and they could start firing at something. Kind of wondering what they're actually going for. Probably just want to shoot these White Lions. These are 800 gold's worth of 800 gold worth of Pew Pew you can just kill right there. Hubby, because of you, I downloaded Warhammer 3 again. I remembered I can't play it because the graphics card is still too bad. No! Why would you... Matthew Coffin, why did I force you to do that? What have I done to bring this evil upon you, and how can I rectify this horrendous mistake? No more double spin rod? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Lore-wise, it also makes sense. Like, I have the dreaded forbidden rod. Me too. Okay. Why? Why do we have 2 of these? I already finished my drink and now I'm upset. Skaven and dwarves punishing the high elves and lizardmen upon the advance, but not nearly as badly as we saw in that one game. So far, 1 white lion has been killed off, and the rest are all largely fine with this and moving up uncontested, as a lot of the Skaven ranged assets have been focused on taking down the claw bolt throwers and securing their cannon. Which they could not do, because that cannon is actually dead, it looks like. Quick Rand's Thunderbolt misses the Thunderers as Sergio runs forward with them, and the Thunderers will be able to shoot at something. Probably the Croxgore Ancient, who's already down to, it looks like, about 25% of his health missing. Really focusing him down could be quite good. A Flamestorm is also going to rip through the Dwarven lines, but it goes wide. Unfortunately, it does not catch a lot of the Thunderers over there, and the red team is feeling pretty okay about their spot. Now, we do have flying units that are going to be a little bit crazy. And where are the High Elf Cav? There they are. They're on the far side. Let's go check them out. Those bad boys could make a difference yet again in this game. Planetary Dwarf Warriors at the moment, not going to take a ton of damage as long as they're microed correctly and can just be pulled right through. Silver Helm's running up to compromise the Thunderers and shut them down. It's good stuff there. The Dwarven front line is not holding as well as I would like. I'm getting a little concerned that if their back line is harassed and their front line is already falling apart, then I don't know what much they have in this game. Currently, red team is up a little bit on the balance of power, as they, you know, Skaven and dwarves will. They're going to shoot you on your way in. It's after that things get a little hairy. Double Pterodon Riders, mostly immune right here. The Natty Booba Sharpshooters, the only things that can really deal a lot of damage to them. We see the Slingers are trying to poke up at them, but it's a little hit or miss. And they are currently just picking off models from the Poison Wind Globes. Chameleon Stalkers were largely shut down. They're not able to get into the backline, but it doesn't matter as much when you're going straight through the front as effectively as they are. Now, the Hell Pit Abomination plus Ungrim Iron Fist are making these Lion Chariots of Grace regret ever being born. They're kind of stuck up and now trying to get out of here and get through. They want to get away from all these single entities, because even Deathmaster Snitch will make them pay the iron price. Skaven and Dwarves pulling slightly further ahead on the bounce powers. The Lion Chariots take all that damage, plus Silver Helms are routing, Pterodons have taken a lot, Infantry is taking a lot of damage, so far it's not looking incredible for the forces of Order. Rat Ogre's also plowing in, but they will get charged on the side by Silver Helms. Silver Helms can do a lot of damage to Rat Ogres, especially when they're unsupported by Infantry, though it looks like some of them got caught up in the Clan Spears over here. Both of the Lion Chariots are routing off, and that might actually be really, really, really bad for the High Elves. We'll have to see. Cross Grantion's just trying to hang in there. Not having a good time. Another Flamestorm is going to hit these Thunderers. That one will do a little bit better on the damage front. It'll even swerve into some Skaven Slaves, catch a few, and then go off in the middle of nowhere. It might even betray the forces of Order and hit some of the Saurus. Hard to tell where it is quite going. I'm starting to get worried about blue. Real worried about blue. A little bit of friendly fire on the miners with blasting charges from the Poison Wind, but it also does manage to hit the archers, so to each their own. And that Flamestorm did completely fuck up those Saurus warriors. Completely. Completely and utterly killed an entire unit on its own team. And now it's going for the Skink Cohort. That Flamestorm is a bitch. That Flamestorm is a bad person. That Flamestorm has no friends. It even kills off some White Lions. Stop it! Just... what are you doing? What are you doing? You returned? What did you miss? You missed the world's, like, worst Flamestorm, and it's not their fault. Like, it's random, but it fucked him over hard. It did not enjoy what team it was on. It wanted to switch sides immediately. It was a bad, bad apple. Red team is having a bit of a mass route situation going on, but their hero core and the Hell Pit Abomination and all that stuff is just so healthy that I really am having a hard time seeing what blue is gonna do. Bolt throwers running out of ammo. Some of their archers are running out of ammo. They have Croxagores who are pretty healthy. They have a couple skinks that are healthy, but everything else for blues is just shut down. So that should mean to be like, I have the Forbidden Rod, CA censorship. No, you don't. Yeah, they're not allowed to do that. Fireball misses a Hell Pit Abomination because it waddles just too quickly. Our Rippers be good this game? True. Norse Cosmetic Betrayal and sabotaged you. Yes. Now that I have Warhammer 3 again, it made me realize how bad it looks with everything being so red. I hear a lot of that. I don't actually know what people are talking about with everything being so red. And it's not that I doubt you, I just, like, don't factually know what you're talking about. Skaven needs more brew horrors. No, they're pretty bad. This is what happens when people ignore Fire Magic Warhammer 3. They go on a strike in Warhammer 2. Kidoki. Poison Mortar's firing in. Balance power evens up a little bit, honestly. And that's kind of surprising. It feels like red probably has this. Kind of surprised the balance power evens up that much. Chameleon Stalkers are in the back fighting Rat Ogres and random clan rats. That's good for them. Silver Helms are about to fuck up these Skaven Slave Slingers like nobody's business. And Croc Scores had briefly surrounded the Hell Pit Abomination with some Red Crested Skinks and might just want to stay on that. They are doing a lot of good damage over there. Definitely keep on them. Chasing the Poison Wind Mortars is important too, I understand that, but it's pretty hard not to just kill off that Hell Pit. Ooh, with Archer Sport too. Very nice. Crocscore Ancient was fighting Ungrim, and now Deathmaster Snitch also piles in, so the big no-go over there. And a quick Arenon's Thunderbolt is also trying to hit some of these Dwarf Warriors. It'll do some good damage, also does a little bit of friendly fire on the Red Crested Skinks. Crocscore Ancient is going to die as Deathmaster Snitch chases him down, hits him from behind. He will probably die a horrible, horrible death. Crocscores do path out and are on top of the Poison Wind Mortars. They get attacked by the Plague Priest, who also gives them a Discouraged Aura from his attacks. So leadership is spiking down due to the loss of their lord, and they're barely hanging on with one leadership. They're trying to rout off these Poison Globes, and they now start to rally as they're winning in melee combat. Meanwhile, the Ark of Sotek is beating up on some Rat Ogres, and it is essentially the red team's single entities versus the blue team's everything else. Can they do it? Archmage of Fire has been spamming fireballs with the Hell Pit Abomination. That's an okay use of it. It is weak to fire damage. I still prefer it to be used on Deathmaster Snitch if you had the sight line on him. Who's the hot dog team? It is Jixie and Sergio. Yeah. The UI in 3, everything is red everywhere. I see. I think I changed some of my colors, so maybe I don't notice it as much. I couldn't tell if I was destroying my buildings or upgrading them. It's all the same color for some reason. Yeah, the campaign, everything's red. Ooh, a full health Croxagores from the blue team in the late game is going to be pretty clutch. Bestow an Ark of Sotek is getting worked on by Ungrim, and the Hell Pit Abomination is straight up dead. One more hit. Oh, they didn't manage to hit it. Maybe it'll come back with 0 HP for some reason somehow. Clan Rat Summon is fading away. How else are we doing around the battlefield? It's largely the same story I've been telling for a while. Single entities versus the rest of them. These Croxagores will be good. Monster Infantry is pretty strong against single entities. Deathmaster Snitch especially just does not like being surrounded by anything at all. Another Clan Rat Summon. As Pterodon Riders try and rout off these Rat Ogres, and Silver Helms also managed to take out some Rat Ogres before getting killed themselves. I think they just got killed entirely, it appears. Thunderer is getting shut down by more Crocscores and Pterodon Riders. Even a Terror out coming in for them. Pterodons! Very smart I am. These Crocscores wandered around for a while. I'm not entirely sure what they're doing, but they need to get involved in the single entity fight pretty soon here. Wolf Rats plow into archers who are out of ammunition. They will take them down a little bit. Another fireball is used onto the Hell Pit Abomination and not Deathmaster Snitch. I don't like that priority. I don't like it. Just kill the Snitchinator. 35 speed versus 54. Snitch will definitely catch this Archmage of Fire, and that is a dead Archmage. Full health Crocscore unit goes down to half health in the blink of an eye due to Ungrim and the Hell Pit Abomination. And now their leadership is tanking. Snitch is going to net down the Archmage of Fire, take out about a third of her health in one hit. More like a quarter. She was already a little damaged. And army losses is going to hit. And blue team goes from doing okay to losing very, very suddenly. GG. Your shirt, your mic, your face. I don't think my... Well, my face is a little red due to sunburn, but yeah. Hard. Skaven did done do the Winard. So for Queden, his lord got about 1,000 value. Silver Helms did okay. Lion Chariots did okay. One of the bolt throwers was killed pretty quickly. The other one did fine. Grumpy Guard, Crocs Ancient mostly just got shot. Skink Chief did fine. Saurus Chameleon Stalkers, Red Crested Skinks did well. Jav Skinks did well. Pterodons did well. Croc Scores, unfortunately, did eh. For Gravity Hot Dog, Snitch got 1,200. Assassin, that was in the corner for the whole game, just out of combat, got 0. Caster did fine. Slings did fine. Poison Wind and Mortar did great. Nebubos did great. Pretty good values over there overall. Sergio. The dwarves shared many things that day. And a lot of it was value. Okay values across the board. Nothing exceptional. Okay. All right. So Sir Hot Dog is up 1. Snitch wins through the power of anime. True. That firestorm was fucked. Fucked. Not like I'm bored of seeing Hiles. We've only seen these 4 factions today. Yeah. Well, the finals is a best of 3 with blind picks, so you actually have to use different stuff. So here you go. Here's 4 factions we haven't seen at all today. Empire, Chaos versus Dark Elves, Greenskins. There you go. Are you happy now? Look at them all. Look at all the factions you haven't seen. I'm gonna take a nap. All right. You guys hold down the stream. I'll be here. Blah. Blah. I'm sleepy. Why am I sleeping? Wake up. Trees? What trees? Dude, I was gonna only take a 30-minute nap and it turned into 3 hours. Those are feels. I have not been able to get enough sleep recently, it feels like. I get 8 hours a night, I get 9 hours a night, doesn't matter. Wake up tired, stay tired. I'm always tired. Blech. 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 Your alarm woke you up today when you're having a dream about eating pie. Worst day ever. I agree. I just logged onto my own stream. I didn't mean to do that.
Bring a glass of wine.
It would
touch
make
some
watching-
grass.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice.
And cold? I'm
Yeah,
still
look
hot.
at- look
So
at-
it's. But I love you, Dad.
Oh, this is exciting. So here's this. Look at this shit. I enjoy watching the League of Legends competitive stuff. I do. I really do. But this shit's ridiculous. Like, hey, we have our games coming up today. That's exciting. That's cool. There's 30 minutes of these guys fucking around. Then there's going to be a commercial break. Then they'll introduce the teams. Then the teams will do pick and bans. And then we'll get into the games. So I think we're like actually an hour... We're an hour outside of the first game, probably. Like, outside of being in the first game. We're still an hour to go, and the stream has been going for an hour already, because they have an hour build-up time. And it's like... I like League of Legends esports. I do. But there's also, like, jerking yourself off. We don't need to be jerking ourselves off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just get some games up there. Maybe a 30-minute... Maybe a 30-minute, like, hey, these games will start in, like, 30 minutes. 30 minutes of that, whatever, instead of an hour. And then maybe instead of 30 minutes with commercials of people sitting around and talking about the games that are going to happen today. Maybe, like, 10 minutes? Maybe. And then go straight from that into the game? Maybe. League is Pog. At lol NA kick. It's hard to watch LCS. I watch it when I'm weightlifting, because then I can skip around between sets. If like nothing's happening, I can just skip forward. Get you some coffee. Yeah, I could maybe use some caffeine, but by the time I brew some tea or anything, we're gonna be into game 2, and then it'll kick in by the time the series is over. Don't forget about bathroom breaks, faulty equipment, live stream problems, and Windows updates. The NFL spew starts about 6 hours before the games kick off. Yeah, I don't know. Some people like that stuff, and if you like that stuff, all more power to you, but I personally don't, where it's like, just get on with it. I tried to watch the NFL, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you like the NFL, you're allowed to like that, but I'm also allowed to dislike it. I've tried watching football, man. It's so hard. It's so hard. Hut, hike! Okay, I got tackled. Oh, commercial. All right, 2.5 minutes later, they are getting up to the starting line, and timeout's been called by the coach. All right, commercial. Coming back to the starting line. This starting line is brought to you by Doritos. Doritos, do you want a chip that tastes like a chip? Doritos, come buy some chips from us, chips. All right, and hike. Throws it. He throws the ball. He gets 5 yards, and he's tackled. We're going into 4th down. That means the 4th down commercial break. All right, commercials. And we're back, and they're going to punt it. All right, that's football, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, yep. 1st down, other team. Hike. Oh, he dropped the ball. His dick is out on the field, and that's a commercial. That's a commercial break right there. All right, 2nd down coming up. Hike. Oh, he dropped the ball. Commercial break. That's a commercial break right there. Oh, wait, the commercial break was cut short because they already have the ball in their hands. Hike. Okay. First quarter's over. Barely anything's happened. You've watched mostly commercials. Get ready for some quarter time commercials. And I just like, I don't know. My stepdad likes it. And my mom likes it too. I shouldn't just say my stepdad, but like, they watch sports. And whenever I'm at their house, there's sports on the TV. And, you know, we're talking about other shit. You know, like, how's your life? What's going on? You know, all that stuff. But, like, on the side, I see that, like, the Twins are on, the Minnesota Twins where I live. They're the baseball team. And again, it's like, you know, the pitcher's up. He throws a maximum of 5 pitches. Wait, 6? You could have 3 balls, 2 strikes, and then you throw it. Okay, a maximum of 6 pitches per guy. And in between every guy, it's a fucking commercial. Every guy. It's just commercial simulator. It's so many commercials. And I want to like it. I do. Like, if you cut out all the break time of sports are awesome. Hockey's pretty good. I'll say hockey's pretty good. I'm biased because I'm from Minnesota. Hockey's big up here. I watched a lot of my college team. Not my college. I went to University of Minnesota Duluth, but like, I grew up in Mankato, and we have the Minnesota State University, so we have the Mavericks, and they're actually pretty good at hockey. But hockey's good, man. Hockey keeps shit moving, right? They go, there's a fist fight, then they go, there's a fist fight. You score a goal, There's I am a real American. They scored a goal. I am a real American. Holy shit, a goal. Anyway, get the puck back on the thing. Let's get back off to it. You know, it's like, it's quick. It's quick. It keeps it moving. Keeps the game going. But sports like baseball and football with natural breaks where they can fit in ads, they fit in those ads. And there's so many. There's so many. Hockey is just ice soccer. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The only football game I watch every year is the Super Bowl, and we have a Super Bowl party where we get a bunch of friends together. We all bring food, and then we play board games with the Super Bowl in the background. And then it's kind of like whenever there's a cool play or something, you can just like stop playing the board game and look over and watch it. And you're like, that was neat. And then you go back to the board game. Right. That's pretty fun. We like that. The LPL literally has best of threes in the time the LCS manages to get best of one. Yeah, Zypher. It's pretty bad. Dude, Zypher, for League of Legends, the Korean League, change my mind, is the most boring league. It is so boring. The Korean meta is always handshake until like 30 minutes and then do stuff. It's so boring. Ugh. Whereas the LCS is slow due to like production things, Korea is slow just due to the way they want to play the game. Doritos are worthy though. Yeah. Generally can't watch sports. MLB is a great thing to fall asleep to on a summer afternoon. Hockey is by far the best live game, more action. Marks of Chaos does a multiplayer tournament. Believers? Maybe. Whenever I try to go off of Total War stuff, my channel suffers a lot because people don't trust that I know what I'm talking about. And I usually don't, to be fair. No, hockey is much better to watch. Soccer is hockey without the men. Do they have ads in the grounds as well? Yeah, but those ads aren't disrupting the state of play to shove it in your face. Like, they're just around. I think that people of the worldwide quarantine, people got bored watching sports really fast. Unless you're those who go there personally, it became more of a chore instead of enjoyment. Yeah, there's something about being at an event in person that makes it more fun. It doesn't seem as long. But when you're at home and you have like a million other things you could be doing, it's really hard for me to focus on sports. Hockey is so much faster than football. Smaller space, they allow checking. All that leads to much more action. I don't want to fall asleep at watch sports. They had shorter game time in most of the other leagues. In 2021, I believe they had the shortest. Huh. That's new. I had not heard that, Zypher, but I don't pretend to know, like, I'm not going to dispute it with you because it's not like I have great stats for that or anything. I just listen to, like, The Dive. I listen to The Dive, Euphoria, and then Hotline League. And then I watch the LCS. And those are the things I pay attention to, so I don't actually consume that much Korean media. So I'll just defer to your judgment on that. Koreans don't play video games, they just see who can stick their pre-scripted programming the closest. Weren't they really good at StarCraft? Anyway, I digress. 4 new factions today. For Queden and Grumpy Guard, we have Chaos and the Empire. Marauder Horsemasters paired up with the Chaos Warhound of Poison, followed up by Marauder Horsemasters with the Chaos Warhound of Poison. We have Empire Knights on the flanks and 1 Outrider with a grenade launcher. Double Demigryph Knights in the backfield along with a Jade Wizard. We have the Silver Bullets plus another Handgunner. Spearmen, Sigmar's Sons, Spearmen, a bunch of Chaos Marauders in the front line along with the Mirror Guard. Double Exalted Manticore Heroes, Arthuriel the Everwatcher, Volkmar the Grim, and a Jade Wizard with Regrowth, Earthblood, and Awakening of the Wood. We have 1 chosen with great weapons in the middle of the formation as well. On the other side, 2 Forest Goblin Spider Riders, 5 total Forest Goblin Spider Riders from the Greenskins. Orc Boys in the front line along with the 8 Peak Loons. Orc Boys, Orc Boys, Orc Boys. We have a Supreme Sorceress of Fire on a Manticore for the Dark Elf Lord. Dread Spears, Dark Shards, Black Arc Corsairs, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, and more Dark Shards are all across the front line for the Dark Elves. Double Bolt Throwers, Rusty Errors, Black Orcs, Orc Biggins, and Black Orcs and more Orc Biggins in the back line Dark Riders, Cold One Knights, Dark Riders, Skarsnik, Giant River Troll Hag, and a Goblin Big Boss. It's a very big mixed thing that's hard to talk about, but essentially, Greenskins brought a crap ton of infantry and skirmish cav. Dark Elves brought a crap ton of infantry, archers, and cav. It's a heavy infantry build. The game is tough call. I'm thinking Team Dark Elves Greenskins. I'm hoping the Empire and Chaos win, so we get a game 3. As for who it favors, it feels like the Dark Elves and Greenskins just have a lot more shit. It feels like they have a lot more stuff, and they could probably win. Early LoL was great. Most games lasted 1 hour and some. Today, a single champion snowballs and the game ends in 30 minutes. Yeah, the durability patch has really slowed down the game, though. It's been really slow. Koreans were good at StarCraft. They would try and quit games 30 seconds in because they were 2 seconds behind the prescribed build order. If the Greenskins have 3x Doom Divers, they win by default. Oh, of course, but that's just cheating. It's banned in every tournament because Doom Divers are too good. Champions like Riven could go in and never buy tank items, but thanks to the update, they can just go full damage. I'm the count of the Spider Riders. Alright, I'm gonna focus on the game now that things are actually happening, so we'll get caught back up at chat in a little bit. Bolt throwers and skirmish cav are just hammering into the Chaos and Empire lines, but it really isn't doing that much damage. Bolt throwers in general get their value back over time and not all immediately. A nasty Burning Head is going to just take the Silver Bullets out of this game immediately. They got some good poke on the Supreme Sorcerers of Fire, but it's not worth their entire lives, unfortunately, because Burning Head is the death of many light infantry. Skirmish Cav still firing on the Marauder Horse Masters. Doing okay, and Empire Knights are cycle-charging Orc Bagans and not enjoying that very much at all. Dark Shards, I don't know if they're even in range. I think the Greenskin front line went out a little bit too far ahead. Now the Dark Elves are having trouble actually supporting that frontline fight, so now they're just fighting it all on their own. That being said, the flanks are going okay for the Reds. Okay, what's shattering over here? More Orc Boys? Yeah, it looks like. Dark Shards are teeing off into some of the Marauder Horse Masters, and their current blob around the shattered Orc Boys, and they're trying to get out of here. They are taking a lot of damage from those Dark Shards. Exalted Heroes on their Manticores kept at bay by all the Bolt Thrower and Dark Elf fire. A lot of hits for the Greenskin army. Now, a lot of their forces aren't engaged, so it might feel a little bit like a wasted WoW. Just a little bit. Meanwhile, Zarthoriel's fighting a Goblin Big Boss and the River Troll Hag. He's probably going to be able to do quite well against both of them. They have quite low leadership and could run away. But Skarsnik here should rampage him if he has that ability right now. Fermented Fungi rampaging Zarthoriel in would be really bad for him. Meanwhile, River Troll Hag's getting fucked up, and the 3 single entities of Chaos should win this, so we need to get some range support in here pronto. Banishment for Volkmar the Grim, however, will keep the Dark Shards preoccupied with trying to stand up. There's the Fermented Fungi we mentioned. Zarthoriel is getting nuked down, so is the Giant River Troll Hag. She is already terror routing and out of here, so is the Goblin Big Boss, who sprinted off the field immediately. A Giant River Troll Hag is even shattered, and will probably die within moments. Zarthoriel is unrampaged and now could walk away at his leisure as Demigryph Knights pile in onto Skarsnik as well. Red team is ahead on the bounce power, but just by a little bit, and I would agree, considering how poorly the single entity fight just went for the Greenskins. Supreme Sorceress of Fire was nowhere nearby to be found. Meanwhile, we have some Black Orcs in the back and Orc Bagans that need to be pulled up. Some Spearmans are hitting the Dark Shards of Shields that can't be allowed to happen. You need to get all these infantry engaged. Black Orcs catching Demigryph Knights along with Dark Shard support is very good. And Cold Knights piling in onto Volkmar the Grim will get a lot of good damage done onto him with their armor piercing and anti-large. And his melee stats aren't that good. Volkmar is like 20 melee defense. The reason he's so tanky is because of jank, but the Cold Wind Riders actually get a lot of damage onto him because Cav can hit him. Dark Shard's messing up this Exalted Hero. He is almost out of here already. And with no healing on this roster... Ooh, actually there is a Life Wizard. Maybe he could just heal up that Exalted Hero when he flies away. Still, it's a lot of damage. So Arthuriel has Earthbloods that have been cast onto him, so his unbreakable bitch ass is still vibing and surviving, doing great. Something is coming in here that's going to do more damage to Demigryph Knights than the other side, so I wonder who cast it. No, Zarthoriel didn't cast that. The Firecaster did. She tried to pierce the bolts on the Demigryph Knights, but they do dodge a little bit. Skarsnik is still in here, surviving, but he's not having a good time of it all. Fighting the Exalted Hero and Zarthoriel has not been his jam. Dark Shards and the Rusty Arrows teeing off as well, but the Empire and Chaos have pulled slightly ahead on the balance power. just slightly, and I would tend to agree. A lot of the red team is getting compromised. Demigryph Knights are still full health running around the backside. They're about to plow into these Black Orc Corsairs and take them out almost immediately. How are we doing on archers? We have the Rusty Arrows full health, Dark Shards at full health over there. Everywhere else, the ranged units are compromised and running. Backline for the Empire has ceased to exist. Both backlines are having a really bad time. Largely, both armies are in such a bad state, but the single entity fight is going well for the blue team, and I think that's all that's really keeping them up like this. So Thoriel's fighting a Manticore caster, not ba-da-ba-ba-ba, loving it. And Skarsnik is even to come over, hit him with Fermented Fungi, lower his stats yet again, giving him a melee defense of 16, but he does not rampage. He has already been at that low threshold when he rampaged before, and a nasty banishment for Volkmar causes a huge mass rout. It looks like Demigryph Knights are even going to swoop in and take care of him, and that just might be too much for the red team to bear. That is a lot of units going off the field. The Skarsnik even routes as well. Firecaster is stuck in a 2v1 of Manticores v Manticores, and she has lower combat stats than the Exalted Heroes. So Thoriel is safe and clear. He's been getting a lot of healing this whole time, and I do think the Empire and Chaos is about to take this. Don't see how the Reds can win it. Skarsnik for the win. Oh god, League nerds again? Yeah, we were talking about it. 1, 2, 3 beautiful Spider Riders. Well, this chat is at least 50% League. OP.gg stats say otherwise the standard build is very much damage oriented. I stopped playing League 2 years ago. Best decision of my life. Yeah, I uninstalled it for almost a year, and then I came back a little bit for like a month, and then I uninstalled it again, and I haven't gone back since. I still watch it, though. Just realized Tomb Kings will be Pog Warhammer 3 because Burning Head is trash now. Yup. I don't think Two Kings will Pog Warhammer 3 just because the fire magic is trash. Don't forget Nurgle wind spells, ice magic, etc. They can kill... They showed they can kill demons easily, so why wouldn't they kill skeletons? Fair, but Tomb Kings also have a lot of shooting. Tomb Kings just had issues because like Burning Head could literally delete their entire front line instantaneously. It has a longer reach than Stream of Corruption did, or Heart of Winter. Like Burning Head could hit 2 or 3 skeletons. Healing on non-healing factions seems really unfair. Healing Sarth is good. Healing Sarth is super good. Tomb Kings are even more trash because fire damage now reduced healing. I suppose they will have issues with not being able to use their army lore passive very well. Manticore Caster is diving in on the Exalted Hero, but it is just a last desperate stand as Arthuriel and Volkmar are all running in. She's going to die, and that'll proc army losses. Fire magic was an issue not just for Tomb Kings, but a lot of factions like Empire, Bretonnia, High Elves, etc. The lore of fire was pretty good. Just the range factions will do better. I'm curious when the true lore of life gets added with Dwellers Below, how it's going to change the meta, because Dwellers Below is real tough to deal with. Makes all cav engagements nearly impossible. Plus healing's going to be great. Chaos, mixed value across the board. Not a lot of good stuff, but then the Exalted Heroes and Sarthoriel getting huge value and really carrying through the game. Volkmar also got pretty big value. Empire Infantry did well. Knights did okay. Demigryph Knights did well, but that's it. For Gravity Hot Dog, Skarsnik did okay. Big Boss did fine. River Troll had got insta-punked, and that really hurt them because they didn't get to use much of their greenskin magics. Orc Biggins did fine. Black Orcs did fine. Dressed Airs did fine. Spider Riders did fine. But there was a lot of healing coming in from the Empire. For Sergio, his Lord got a lot of value. The rest of the Dark Elves did... The Dark Elf Chaff did okay. Dark Shards did actually pretty well, too. Pretty good values across the board. It just must have been a ridiculous amount of healing from the Empire and Chaos. Redonkulous amount of healing. Redonkulous. Empire and Wood Elves last game. So we have Empire and Wood Elves versus... I know. You're going to be mad. Skaven and Dwarves. Queden and Grumpy Guard are going Skaven Dwarves. The other side is going Empire and Wood Elves. The GGs are getting thrown out by Geese Howard and Nicholas. Tim King Ari passive is just window dressing. I've never seen it actually affect a game. True. Faye was awful with her Mortis and Dwellers in the Cab fight. I mean, the free summon is nice. Oh, there's Shopty summon? Yeah. Tier 1 to 2 Dark Elves strike again. Elves are the real scheme. Faye has Mortis Engine in multiplayer. Morger does not have his campaign Mortis Engine in multiplayer. You can't even buy it. We need to do a crusade like we did with Kukoth. McRightface, your trees are here. Your precious fucking Wood Elves. Yeah, precious Wood Elves. Last game of the day, no matter what. This is it. This is the finals. I need to stop yawning. Anito. After this stream is over, I promise you, I will get us set up on Pebblehost and get our bot back up and running on a different hosting service than SparkToast, and hopefully our bot is online for more than like half the fucking time, because SparkToast was trash. Faye gets too much hate in your opinion? She is really good. I think people are just sick of her. We've had how many Skaven games so far, but one Wood Elf game is too much? It's not too much, no. No, it's mostly a meme. Wood Elves are fine. Games Workshop gave Wood Elves 3 new units and Skaven got 1 new model. I shall never forgive them. Oh boy. I'm trying to think. What was the twist in the Twilight? It was Zotes, the sisters. Was it Blade Singers? And then Great Stag Knights. And the Stag Mounts for everybody. Did they also get Glade Riders with Spears? That DLC? I think they might have. Skaven in that DLC got Wolf Rats, Brood Horrors, and Mutant Rat Ogres. I remember that much. Games Workshop gave... Sorry. Skaven and Dwarves have been in just about every game. True. The only thing wrong with the Fae is that she is French. She is great for the rest. Zotes don't count. Hawk Riders? Hawk Riders were in here before. There's 2 Dwarf mains in this final and a Skaven main, so yeah. Yup. As far as this matchup goes, I feel like Dwarves and Skaven are going to win, probably. Faye gets a bit of a nerf going into Game 3. Does she? What changed? Since Magic Resist turns into Spell Resist situation, but... Oh, I see. I mean, that's not a huge nerf. The main point is, like, her Mortis Engine, how slippery she is. Like, for some reason, she can path through things. She doesn't get stuck very easily. She's not sartorial, but she is, like, more slippery than most horse characters are for some reason. Yeah. I think the Mortis Engine... I think the fact that she's cheap, has a Mortis Engine, has an AoE debuff on melee attack, and then has one of the best lores in the entire game. Lore of Life is S tier along with Lore of Vampires. I think that's why people hate her. She just has like way too much going for her. She's not even expensive. She is situationally very squishy. She can sit in blobs forever. She doesn't take any damage, but if she gets isolated, yeah, she can die. But I still think she's like too cheap for all that she does, and that's why you only see Fae double paladin. DLC got Zotes, Blade Singers, Lazarus Spear, Stag Knights, and that FLC of that hero, the Glade Captain. I think it is. The Glade Captain. And then you got Ariel. She has life and heaven items. What? Life and heaven. I thought she just had raw lore of life, but then her item has bound comet. Yeah, Coops. If she costs more, you wouldn't hate her as much? Yeah, because I think she's cheaper than Lewin, and she's way better than King Lewin. In meta, where single entities are spammed everywhere, she really struggles. Does she? I don't know. Bretonia still just pretty much took Fae double paladin for everything, because the paladins dueled up for their costs, because they only cost like 700. And then Knights of the Realm do really well against most single entities. So Fae would just slurp up all the infantry. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's just why people don't like the Fae. It's just cheap and does too much, personally. Just started seeing her all the time. No variety of bread armies, just like the Grom Hag and Spirit SR spam. Spider Rider spam, I see. Yeah, it does get old. Lewin has a really hard time paying for himself. Like, most games Lewin's in, he gets like 300 value or under. Greenskins have so many units that you always see Grom, Hag, Trolls, and Spider Riders. Yeah. The problem with Greenskins is a lot of their units are trash. They have some good units that aren't being used. Like, Orc Biggins are great. We've been seeing more of them recently. But, like, basic Trolls and River Trolls, trash. Giants, trash. Pump Wagons of any variety, trash. Like, there's just too many trash units. Oh, Coops, that's a good point. Rapunzel costs a similar amount to the Fae. Yeah, and she is garbage. Paladins have no magic. They are like Empire Captains. Yeah, but they're like cheaper and have anti-large. Empire Captains don't have anti-large. And now we play the waiting game. I can see the Skaven army. It looks prepared. Mostly. Rapanson head target. They are way better. I'm assuming you mean Paladin's way better. Sad Warhammer 3 is currently even more predictable and dumb. Yes. Coops, they do not have a magic attack. I don't think. I think they just have anti-large and guardian. I don't think they have the magic attack. Sergio is ready. Queden's build has been the same for most of this. So he's about to ready up. Gravity Hot Dog's ready. Grumpy Guard. And the Queden. Ready up. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Hey, Cryface, I'm ready? Good. Grumpy Guard ready up. Let's go. Let's go. Chain reaction. Queden, ready up. Then Sergio and Gravity Hot Dog, ready up. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go! Sergio's ready. Okay. Queden's ready. Now we're just waiting on Gravity Hot Dog, who was ready a moment ago. Making the units cheaper and stronger. That would be interesting, good sir. I worry your meta would also stagnate, though, of just like, well, everybody's going to play, like, you know, Kairos Fate Weaver in multiplayer because his, like, I don't know, spells are cheaper or some shit. This looks so bad for Sir Hot Dog. It really does, but Iron Sand Desert is a bitch of an itch to scratch if you're a ranged faction. Those little dunes are a real problem. Blocker is gone as we enter our last game, no matter what. So, double Plague Claw Catapult for the Skaven. We have Deathmatch Assassin, Plague Priest on his bell, a whole bunch of Skaven Slave Spears, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, double Poison Wind Mortar, Wolf Rats, and Rat Ogres. So all the Skaven range can shoot up and over the dunes. Meanwhile, the Goblobbers of the Dwarves can do the same. Other than that, they have Rangers, Stalked, shoot up and over the things, double Master Engineer, Thoric Ironbrow, a bunch of Dwarf Warriors, Longbeards, and Miners with Blasting Charges. Very simple build, straight to the point. Holy balls, it's a lot of blue and red banners. Yeah. Skaven and Dwarves have 2,200 troops. On the other side, we have a Hellstorm Rocket Battery, triple Great Cannon, no, double Hellblaster Volley Gun, one Great Cannon, one the Sunmaker, Spellweaver of High Magic up on her thing, double Waystalker, Bright Wizard. So we have Fireball and Soul Quench. Oof, that's going to be really rough for any Skaven Singletties on the ground. Marcus Wolfheart. That is a lot of shooting. That is a lot of shooting. We have 4 Great Swords on one side, plus some Swordsmen, plus some Eternal Guard with Spears. Glade Starfire Shafts, looks like 5 of them, and then a front line of 2 Deepwood Scouts. And I saw a little bit of Cav in the back. Triple Glade with Spears. A lot of shooting. A lot of shooting. Just so much shooting. Everybody's going to shoot at each other, and they're going to be like, pew pew. And the other side's going to be like, no, not my body, not my face. Why would you shoot me there? I think the Empire and Wood Elves are going to be in trouble. Plague Claw Catapults will destroy these Empire crews very, very quickly with their Discourage that they put on. Also, the Godlobbers are going to be an annoyance too. For the Empire Artillery crews. Fwa. Ah, stop being sleepy, hummus boy. Stop it. If you're here and you're not subscribed, I don't know why you're not subscribed, but do that. Please do that. We've been growing excruciatingly slowly during Warhammer 3's lifetime, but we are still technically growing. And when Immortal Empires comes out, you can bet that no one will give a shit who we are. But also, maybe some people will subscribe. Maybe. Possibly. They won't. But maybe they will. But they won't. Both sides are ready. They're waiting. They're chilling. They're looking at each other. They're thinking about it. You don't see very many trees? You don't see any trees, I'm afraid. I don't think the game would stagnate. Not every bonuses are getting on certain builds or races, and because multiplayer is blind, I believe we would see many diverse builds thanks to it. Multiplayer is blind? Since when is multiplayer blind? It's normally picks and bans. I know a lot of domination people do blind picks, but I personally find that really stupid. It's just annoying. If you got like random blind picks in domination mode, it's like, well, I wanted to play Slanesh. Oh shit, Nurgle. Well, I guess I lose. Or something like that. Just, you could walk into a hard counter. Plague Claws are trying to move up. Get range of the Empire stuff. Now, they do have a higher range, I think, 290, 480. Oh, wow. 480 on the range for those. Wow. Okay, that's brutal. Hey, range 400 on the catapults. Wait, is the range really 200? Oh, those are Hellblasters, duh. It's the cannons I was looking for, 450. Yeah, so catapults just have to get in range of the Sunmaker and the cannon, take it out quick. But a Soul Quench on the side of the Plague Claw catapult is going to take out one. Sunmaker plus a cannon have taken out another one, so they're already down one of their 2 Plague Claws. The Skaven and Dwarves are going to have to move up 100%. Did Red forget 1 unit in the corner? No. No. Means that multiplayer players don't see the way. Making sub-factions different in multiplayer would be cool, but they just aren't balanced for it right now. Yeah. Ouch. Brutal cast from the Hellblaster volley gun. Meanwhile, Plague Claw catapults hit back pretty nicely, I might add, and the Goblaba is also trying to get some shots in, but it's not doing nearly as much damage. And the other Plague Claw catapult is out. Oof. The Elf Lord one-shot a catapult. Yeah, one of them. Meanwhile, these Waystalkers have not been having a good time of it at all, and Wolf Rats might actually catch them, but it doesn't look like they'll follow through on it. Both Plague Claw catapults have routed. It's official. But so is the Sunmaker now. They shattered after the Goblaba hit them a couple times. Though, with another cannon, I don't know if the Goblaba will even win that duel. It's down to half health and only 2 out of 3 of its models already. Looks like Wolf Rat's overextended a bit into the Red Army and got insta-murdered. Look at them shattering off the map. More Skaven slaves are continuing to run forward after the Waystalkers. Probably also going to die a horrific, horrific death. Bounce power's still even. I'm just a little nervous for the blue team. Goblobbers take even more damage, and a fireball is also coming in to try and hit them, and it hits the crew, not the cannon itself. Though they have 0 leadership, they hang on. Good for them. Meanwhile, Glade Riders with Spears get fucking deleted by Rangers. The double Hellblasters are uncontested. There's not a whole lot anything can do to stop them at this point. That cannon is getting attacked by the Goblobber, but there's no way it wins that fight with only 1 of its models online. No way. So Skaven are wandering up just to get shot. Meanwhile, Waystalkers are sniping out the Poison Wind Mortar teams. They're already down to half strength. Red pulls slightly ahead on the balance of power. Slightly. So Spellweaver High Mage is taking a lot of damage. Probably just undercast Soul Quench at Deathmaster Snitch right now. It does a lot of damage, like a lot more than you would think it would do. So just cast that at him. Don't worry about overcasting. You don't really need to. Run away, run away. Oh, that's a dead Waystalker. That guy dead as hell. Assassin Snitch are gonna catch him. Oh, the Soul Quench misses. That's fucking brutal. If you have a Fireball, maybe cast that. I don't know. They do a lot. They do a lot to the old Snitcherino. 1 Waystalker is down. Good for them. Marcus Wolfheart's going to throw out a net. And it looks like we'll get a little bit of Focus Fire back in as Vengeance. The Skaven Lord is squishy, if they can get any real damage onto him. Poison Wind Mortars, 1 of the 2 is completely fucked up, but I forgot that they had 2 overall. So now Empire Greatswords are facing the price of their sins. The blue team is coming back into the balance of power. What is that? 1 Waystalker shattered. The other one is taking a ton of damage too. Also gonna probably break here. And Wolf Rats did manage to catch 1 Deepwood Scout before getting peeled off by the Glade Riders with Spears, and they'll run straight off the map. Waystalker is hanging in there, and Thoric Ironbrow, wherever he is, just chucked out a quick Rune of Wrath and Ruin. There you can see the Soul Quench hitting Snitch, and look, he's almost dead. That's weird. Definitely just spam that spell on him. Far side, Skaven and Dwarves moving up, hand in hand. Having a grand old time as the Bright Wizard is somehow killed off. Something must have been shooting him, because there's no way Skaven Slave Spears actually killed him. This Fire Ring of Thori is trying to take out some of the Empire Swordsmen. Does okay, but not a ton. Waiting on the next Soul Quench to take out Deathmaster Snitches. Marcus Wolfheart's still shooting. And Thoric Ironbrow is getting focus fired right now by Starfire Shafts. Their armor piercing is doing a lot of damage to him, and he has to get out of there. So it looks like the single entities of the blue team are in trouble, even after they got so much damage onto the red team. Neither side has a lot of single entities that are having a great day. You know who is having a great day? That one Poison Wind Mortar crew that's still alive. They're vibing. They're killing everything. Where's Snitch? There he is. He's shattered. I think he got another Soul Quench onto him, but yeah, he just like instantly dies. Soul Quench or Fireball are so brutal for Deathmaster to deal with. Super duper tough. So Thoric and Snitch are both gone. One's dead, the other's not. Snitch has 40 HP, but he's going to technically live. That'll keep the Skaven leadership okay. Not loving it, but okay. I'm worried the Skaven and Dwarves aren't able to make enough progress up here in the amount of time that's occurred. Maybe they're doing fine. Maybe. The red team has nothing left on their backfield. It's just some spears, a couple archers with nothing to protect them, some Hellblaster volley guns shooting at God knows what. Looks like random spears. I don't know. Blues might take this just due to volume. Sheer volume. Assassin will get gooned out by the Eagle Lord. Ow. Brutalized. And he shatters as well. A lot of shattering going on. Nobody dies. Everybody just runs permanently. Wood Elves and Empire backs against the wall, trying to fight their way out of a bad situation, but it is not going to get any better for them. As the blues, look at all the blues left. We still have Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards just waddling forward, ready to take out their foes. Oh, 3 Plague Claw catapults are back. Oh, they didn't shatter their back. There's all 3 of them. Look at them all in a single file line, not firing. Gah. You'll love to hate to see it. You'll love to hate to see it. Red made a little bit of a reverb on the balance of power. Don't know why this Eagle is chasing off the Assassin. He's shattered. He doesn't help. Oh, wait, is that Snitch? No, it's the Assassin, who's also at 40 health. Everybody gets the 40 health and leaves. Starfire shafts focus fire down the Plague Priest, and now he is routing. Not shattered. Probably won't chase him with that Lord. Maybe Soul Quench another of these Engineers. The Engineers have 120 armor, so maybe they're a little harder to deal with than Snitch was. Plague Catapult hits its own Rat Ogre in the back and routs it off immediately. Then the routing Rat Ogre caused the other Rat Ogre to break, and the Red Army is rallying just a little bit. Eaglecaster chases off the Plague Priest, plus a Waystalker shot is maybe going to actually finish him off. Yep. And there he goes. Skaven have no Lords or Heroes left. None. 0. Zip. Nada. But they do have a lot of dudes. Boink. Oh, that really didn't do any damage. Master Engineer and Waystalker having poking fights. Master Engineer's probably going to win it, just due to how little damage he's taking from all those shots. And Red feels like they've been in trouble for a really long time. Now they're even pulling ahead on the balance of power. It just looks so tattered. I guess they have a lot of Spearmen left. Their opposing side has a lot of Rangers. I don't know. I don't know about this one. As some Swordsmen rout, Eternal Guard pile in to start taking the Fury of the Plague Claw Catapult, but that Fury knows no allegiance, and it also starts immediately hurting the Skaven themselves. Waystalker takes a shotgun blast to the back, because that is a very, very accurate shotgun, and the Eaglecaster could not stop it from happening, so now the Waystalker will be running away. Bright Wizard is fighting a bunch of Longbeards. They'll have to be careful, otherwise they will die. They've lost about 80 health since they started hovering over them. Their leadership is not doing much better. Hellblaster Volley Gun, which is a large portion of the Empire's balance of power, is currently getting shot down by Rangers, and once they rout off, I imagine we'll see that tip back slightly into the favor of the blue team. Rout. Still not loving the blue team's chances over here. Eternal Guard fighting against the Goblobbers crew while these Plague Claw Catapults try to get off the last of their volleys. Bright Wizard did end up getting left in that melee combat with the Longbeards, and it looks like he was also poked down a little bit, so now he's at 300 HP and running. Spellweaver high. I don't see what Red has in this game that makes the balance of power believe in them so much. I guess it's the fact that Blue has just no Lords left, I guess. Seems like a pretty bad reason to not believe in someone. You do have your Master Engineers. one of which is getting killed by a bunch of Eternal Guard at the moment. So maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Plague Clock Catapult still trying to finish off the Hellblaster volley guns. Archmage of High Magic, sorry, Spellweaver of High Magic's running around. This is close. This is close. 513 versus 512. Now going down to about the same time. Oof, baboof. And Skaven's still really focusing on getting these Plague Claws back up and online, using Clanville, Tail Slashers, and other Skaven slaves trying to ride off these Eternal Guard. The Spellweaver High Magic is being kept at bay by, I don't know what, just I guess general fear of the unknown. I don't really know. This engineer is struggling against the double Eternal Guard. Where's the other engineer? I saw there's one that was much healthier. Oh, there he is. He's not so healthy anymore, though. Man's having a bad time. Plague Claw's back. 3 out of 3 models somewhere, according to the unit card, but I definitely see a broken model right there that's not being used, so it is lying to us at the moment about there being 3 models. That's okay, that's fine. I like being lied to. It's good. No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, full health Gladiator Artist Spears. Yeah, that's going to change things. There'll be a big mass route back here, and without this pocket of support, I don't know what the Blues are going to do. The Rangers are all out of ammo. Master Engineers aren't faring quite as well as I would have thought, especially against this Eternal Guard. The armor-piercing Sons of Guns. It looks like the Empire's probably going to take this. Somehow the Hellblaster volley guns have hung on through this entire game. That is going to be army losses. Empire, what else will take it? "12 Plague Claw Catapults on the move order?" Yeah, there's a weird bug that pops up sometimes. Not killing Snitch there was a big mistake. Skaven will get a -20. Now they need to wait until he runs out of bounds. Yes. GG's. GG's. Sergio and Jixie / Gravity Hot Dog will take it in the end. 2,000 damage value on the caster. Both the Wavestalkers got around 600 if you average them. Thagar Starfire Shafts did fine. Deepwood Scouts struggled a little bit. Eternal Guard did fine. Wolfheart did okay. Firecaster did okay. Swordsman and Great Swords did all right. Cannon did fine. Hellblaster volley guns did really well, and so did the Sunmakers. The Empire artillery really carried that. For Queden, Snitch did okay. Caster and Assassin both struggled a little bit. The Skaven Slave Spear got 700 value, but the rest just died. Poison Mortars, 1 did really well, 1 did not. And Catapults both did fine. For Grumpy Guard, Thoric got murked. Both Master Engineers did well. Dwarf Infantry all got kind of mixed value, but overall fine. Rangers did well. And the Goblaba did well. GG's, thanks for the stream. Queden, thank you for the tournament. You did great. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm going away now forever. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna grab lunch and then eat it at my desk while I work on this Discord bot thing. And then I have to go to work. So I have a lot of shit to do. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. I'm an adult. Congratulations to Jixie and Sergio for winning today. Proud of you guys. You did great. For anybody who cares, the next 2v2 stream will be in Warhammer 3. It is the slaves are not triple gold chevron. The next 2v2 tournament is Sunday. It'll be Warhammer 3 2v2 land battles that counts for Vermin League. As for my tournaments, there'll be 1 tournament this week. I'll put up a poll as soon as I turn off this stream for people to vote on what we're playing this week, and you can vote there. Yes. So how about Human Boy, a poll to see if people want to see you play Marks of Chaos? I could do that eventually. See you, Niklaus. See you, everybody else. A good day to you, sir.